Well, there goes the... Oh, wait, I have a volunteer.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I thought I turned this down. It's hearing me. Let's X that out. Quiet. Okay, better. There goes the Daverhood. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. As my wife rings the bell and spreads incense all around. Or maybe, no, I just farted. But anywho, this is Dave's Gone By. It is our 862nd edition of the program, coming to you live, not from Long Island, New York, not from Greeley, Colorado, not from, West Babylon or somewhere. No, coming to you live from northern Baltimore County in Maryland. And I'm very merry to be with you on this Labor Day weekend. We're calling this episode In Labor, just because we're in Labor Day weekend. Isn't that clever? Good title. My wife calling from the other room. Good title. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. You're whoever you are, and you're tuning in Saturdays from 9 until noon or thereabouts for a spanking edition. I blew the joke. Let me do it again. A brand spanking new edition, I can't get that right, of Dave's Gone By, which mixes humor and talk and goofiness and strangeness, and we do it for 3 hours every weekend here. Here's the new here, and it's going to change, like week to week, we're going to change the backdrop. We still don't have a lot of furniture here. My wife and I moved to Maryland just about a month ago, so the whole last month is about just setting up all these different brand new aspects of our brand spanking new aspects of our lives. So we had to move. We've been living in my mom's house for the past 3 years during the pandemic. And then my wife got a new job, I got a new job, and so boom, off we go to live in Maryland, buy a house with barely any furniture in it because it wasn't furnished. And so it's just like, oh my God, it felt like 8 hours. I think we were there for an hour and a half in Lazy Boy last weekend, just to sit on this. And is this bouncier than that? Is this firm enough? This is almost firm enough. Does this go back? Do you want this to swivel? And, we're talking, untold hundreds of dollars here just to get a few pieces that will fit in a couple of rooms in this big old, rather beautiful house that we got in Maryland. So even when and it's going to take weeks, but even when the Lazy Boy stuff comes, it's going to be, oh, thank goodness, we have a reclining chair that we can sit in. It's going to be nice in the living room. And then you'll go into another room and it will still be empty because unless you're like fabulously wealthy or something, or you're carting furniture from somewhere else, to fill a full house with furniture is just, it's a thing. It's going to take probably a year before you can go from room to room in this place and be like, oh, I think I'll stay in here because there's a chair, a couple of chairs, a table, a this, a throw, a lamp, a this. We're getting there. We've been there about a month. And so what we do have, thank goodness, is the previous owners, I think I mentioned this last time, left us this very, very comfortable couch. And it's a Lazy Boy couch. One of the reasons we're going for some of our furniture in a Lazy Boy is that we saw this on the first day. I'm like, oh, they left something for us to sit on. And not only is it a couch, it's a pull-out sofa couch. So we slept up.
It's so funny. It's so light, but you look so dark in the... It's a pull-out
Yeah,
sofa
that's me in the background being me. Hello, me. So, but it's really a godsend. Because we didn't get our bed until we were living here a week or two. And we thought, oh my God, what are we going to do? We're going to sleep on the floor. We're going to get just a couple of sleeping bags, or just try one of us sleep on the couch, one of us sleep on the floor.
Donato sent a thing about Colorado.
Colorado?
I can't see. So Donato sent a... Oh, no, okay.
Oh, hold on.
Donato sent something about...
Oh, Donald Pearl.
Yes,
yeah.
Colorado Democratic Education Initiative.
Yeah.
And then,
we don't live in Colorado anymore. I don't care about the Colorado.
said,
Yeah.
Adam Glass sent you a picture, said the history of social influence of the potato.
Well, first of all, thank you, Don. I know you're still into Colorado school and politics and learning. I couldn't care less. But thank you for sharing. Adam, Cousin Adam. Hello, Cousin Adam. You've been on the show a few times. Welcome to you. And yes, I'm not in New York anymore. I'll be visiting maybe 2 or 3 times a year. But no, we're out here on this pull-out sofa lazy boy couch that saved our butts, quite literally, for the first week or two that Joyce and I were living in this house. And so, yeah, I mean, you're looking at this and it's okay, it's a grayish white wall and kind of an old tanny sofa thing. It's actually very good condition sofa. Big deal. But I think I showed you last time, this room looks out into this gorgeous backyard with a garden, and the whole place was really, really kept really nice. So I still feel like I've been staying in a B&B for the past month almost. Like I don't belong here. I'm a little Jewish guy. I belong in this cozy nook with like wood paneling, not just on the walls, but wood paneling on the ceiling, and wood paneling over the carpet on the floor, and just like a couple of cushions, a raggy old chair, and slumping off into the kitchen where I've got to boil coffee beans on the stove to make a coffee.
What is this, 1950?
I'm just saying.
1930 depression, David?
Do you ever feel like, the room is too good for you? Do you ever feel like you don't belong?
I feel we finally get what we deserve.
I don't know.
By the sweat of my back and the toil of my kidneys.
I don't know. It's sort of like when I would go as a theater critic, as a theater journalist, and I would be invited to these, not quite black tie things, but rubber chicken things, and what do they call them? Important galas and opening nights and all this. And at the same time, of course, that everybody's the same, that famous actor you're sitting next to is also going to go to the bathroom at some point during the proceeding. He's also going to, be chatting about nothing with his wife or his friends. He's going to be having to buy groceries the next day. But at the same time, you're looking at this and I'm like, well, that person is really super famous. We're sitting here, and everybody here is making probably 2 zeros more than what I make, in terms of decimal points. And yet here I am. And I'm like, I belong, I belong here too, but I don't. I remember I used to write for the Best Plays annual. So this was the thing. I wrote the introductions and did some work for the Burns Mantle Best Plays book series. And it was a series that came out literally from the early 1900s, where they were grouped together the best, most important plays of the Broadway and eventually off-Broadway season 2. And I knew the guy who took that on from about the 1960s on, a guy named Otis Guernsey, who was this real old-school Boston Brahmin. I don't think he was from Boston, but probably Connecticut, but a Yaley.
Oh, New England.
New England, yeah, through and through. And we met a couple of times at his favorite haunt when he would come into the city. He would stay, since he was a Yale alum, at the Yale Club.
You're making me nauseous.
Well, yeah, and you would go into this place. It was a place like, we watch Columbo all the time. Columbo would, he'd slump in, and people would give him the eyebrow, like, what are you doing here? And being Columbo, he sort of knew he didn't belong, but he didn't care, right? Different from me. I would be incredibly uncomfortable sitting there, and it's not like I would dress down. It's not like I would be in shorts and khaki and a tee and a baseball cap. I'd be dressed in casual wear, a little more fancy than what I'm wearing now, my little octopus shirt. But I would go in there, and I'll show the octopus thing. But I go in there and sit with Otis, and he'd be having some sort of cocktail, and I'd get like a Coke with lime or something. And these old white men sitting there in smoking, not smoking jackets, what do they call that? Like, not a suit?
Ascot.
Maybe one or two had ascots, really, if their tuchuses were hurting and they needed to sit on something comfortable. But they, a jacket. They wouldn't even just have a shirt on. They have a jacket on and shoes, because I'm a sneaker man. And there in these tables and the carpeting and the upholstery and the appointments of it and the books and the shelves, you felt like, well, this is old world academic money. And not only did Yale reject me when I tried to go there after high school, not only did they say I wasn't quite good enough for Yale, wasn't a Yale man, now here I am. And so there was a certain sense of satisfaction of being invited by a Yalie to come in and sit in the hallowed alumnus hall of where Yale people stay when they come into the city from New Haven, or because it was in New York. This place, the Yale Club, is in New York, so people who come in from New England can stay there overnight instead of a hotel. Right? So there was a certain sense of not Schadenfreude, but I'm like, hey,
I'm imposter syndrome.
I'm here. Yes,
That's what the kids,
imposter syndrome of what I'm not supposed to be here. This university rejected me, you know?
You need therapy, honey. You need a lot of therapy.
Of course I need a lot of therapy. This is new to you. But, and yet, at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, screw you, Yale. I'm sitting here. Throw me out. I was invited, at least for the day. I'm working with a guy. He's letting me write the introduction to the book that he puts together. So, Yale. I'm going to have my name on a published book. And I did 3 of them, as a matter of fact. So it was a proud moment, but still a disconcerting moment. I was happy to get out of there. I actually felt more comfortable in the couple of times I was at the Friars Club. That felt more like, I'm an old Jewish guy. I don't smoke cigars, but I probably should. The Friars Club, I'm kind of, yeah, here I could fit in more. And even there, didn't necessarily fit in. When I see Henny Youngman or Uncle, I didn't see Uncle Milty there, but Marilyn Michaels traipsing in, or one-legged Toady Fields. So I never actually saw clomping in, but I like the idea of one-legged Toady Fields clomping into the Friars Club. So all this is by way of saying we've got this lovely house, even though you can't really tell from this particular image, and it's a lovely place to be. And we have a beautiful bed that we ordered from Mattress Firm. And I'm not doing a commercial. I'm just saying we ordered it from Mattress Firm, and it's been wonderful. Okay, just saying. And we've got a nice kitchen table thing that the original owners left that allows us to use a kitchen.
Table, it's an island.
It's a kitchen island with chairs, but it's not really a table. And we have this patio-ish deck that we're going to get chairs for. So on one level, this is one of the nicest places I've ever lived in my life, and it belongs to my wife and me, mostly thanks to the money that she makes, but a bit to mine and to houses we've sold previously. And another part of me is like, what am I doing on this block? What am I doing in this area where other people's houses look onto almost woods? And even our house, if you kind of look in one direction, it's all pine trees. You can't even really see the next guy's yard because it's these gorgeous trees, and in our backyard, all this topiary and stuff. And I'm like, it's beautiful, but I feel like I'm in somebody else's B&B. This is not me. I don't know if it's ever going to be me, much as I enjoy staying here.
It's you, eat it.
I don't want to necessarily get used to it, that this becomes me.
It is us.
I guess it is. Anyway, it is me being Dave Lefkowitz, that being Joyce, my wonderful, adorable wife, you being you, watching the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream live on Saturday, September 3rd, 2022, our Labor Day weekend extravaganza. Something not really extravaganza, it's a typical show with some wonderful typical segments for you, including Greeley Crimes and Old Times, where we go back to the place that we were living for a few years to have some fun with stuff that they put in the newspaper there in Greeley, Colorado. The Greeley Tribune, there it is. Ooh. So in the Tribune, there are 2 columns every week. And those columns have to do, I've got just way too much headroom here. Those columns have to do with things that happen that people call the police about. And they say, oh my God, something weird is going on in the neighborhood. Can you please send a cop? And sometimes the phone call or the information is even weirder than whatever might be happening. The newspaper gathers all the funniest ones, and we're not doing the segment yet, but when we do, those noisemakers are going to be very important. And the Tribune also, Gesundheit. Thank you. So, one more, you're Jewish. One more.
Don't force it.
I'm not gonna force it. That's what she said.
Later.
Okay. There's one. There's a sneeze building. It's coming. It's coming. So gesund. All right. That's 3 sneezes. Stop now. Oh no! Don't no. 4. Okay. 2 more. It's the Jewish thing. 5. Okay. Got 1 more. Sneezies and threesies. Sneezies and threesies. No. I may sneeze. Oh, here we go. Mazel tov. Okay, now we can go on with the program. Yes, it's mucus to my ears. We have Greeley Crimes and Old Times, and that I was saying how this also mixes items that were in the newspaper 100. Oh, honey, that's 7. That's 7. Now you gotta give me 2 more.
I can't.
Oh, no. From 100 years ago, that looked kind of cute. There's 8. Come on. Come on, you can do it.
I can't.
Yes, it's coming. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, coochie, coochie, coo.
No.
Remember, Moses was
going,
on Mount Sinai. Come on, you can do your...
Moses is not on Mount Sinai. Keep going.
All right. You owe me a sneeze. You do. Either that or I'm going to have to fart. On some way, some air's going to have to come out of one of our holes.
No.
All right. Okay, fine. Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Plus, we have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. I found an old one, like I wrote, that hasn't been on the program before. So where are we going? We're going to... For our Limerick of the Damned this week, we're going to Merino, Colorado. Merino, Colorado. I write a really awful, disgusting, tasteless poem, 5 lines long, about a different place in Colorado, and I've been sharing them one by one, week after week here on Dave's Gone By. Plus, of course, we will have our Today, Yesterday trivia quiz, and it's going to be great fun. Unfortunately, we don't have again, David Sheward, because he's off in Maine. He's a teacher. So after Labor Day, he's going to be stuck all semester or whatever, not really going to have a getaway or a moment to breathe. So this is his last shot to go with his husband and go spaziering and have a wonderful vacation away. But the sad part of that is we don't get David Sheward. We didn't have him last week. We don't have him this week either, or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's running away from the Daverhood. But we do have Leslie Hoban Blake, theater critic and co-host of Two on the Aisle. All right, yeah, wahoo. And Vicki Quade, who is the co-creator of Late Night Catechism. She also does Bible Bingo. Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? All of these shows she does out in Chicago at the Greenhouse Theater, probably doing a couple this Labor Day weekend. It's probably a big weekend for the shows that she does. She'll be with us this morning in just about 40 minutes to play the Today, Yesterday trivia quiz alongside our pretty recent new friend of the Daverhood. He is an actor. He also writes about acting and has for many years published a little actor's newspaper called The Soul of the American Actor. His name is Ronald Rand. He was kind enough to send me a lovely, lovely kind of housewarming gift this week, and when he gets on there, I'll share it with you. So I really appreciate that. And in recompense, fair's fair. You give me something, I'll give you something. So he gives me this beautiful card and a housewarming gift, and I'm going to put him on the air, because that's how I roll. But it's Ronald Rand, Vicki Quade, and Leslie Hoban Blake all going to be here to play the Today, Yesterday. No, whatever. There we go. The Today, Yesterday trivia quiz. So, what do we even... So much to talk about. so much to where shall we even start with what's been going on in our lives to talk about on Dave's Gone By this morning.
I don't know. I'm trying not to sneeze and spill my tea all over myself. That's like my goal.
Well, okay. So not even.
You have some talking points.
I've got my talking points. So Joyce, she often loses her temper at me, but she really almost lost it this week.
Oh, wait.
We actually lived.
Wait. Not that one.
Well,
I'm trying to find it.
oh, excuse me.
I can't find the one I want. Hold on.
No, not really.
No.
All right. We lived a Seinfeld episode this week.
No, you created a Seinfeld.
No, you helped create a Seinfeld episode this week. So this was with all the stuff of getting the house together and having to do all that, we also had to deal with getting our jobs together because Joyce is teaching full-time. She's a professor. And I'm teaching associate professor. I'm teaching part-time as an adjunct, or what they call a part-time professor. Her at one university, me at two of them. So, and we have to deal with that. We've got to get our courses ready and our PowerPoints and our grading things and everything right. It's the 2 weeks before school starts. Everybody thinks, oh, this is the teachers. They're off. If you're in elementary school thing and it doesn't change, I guess you can be like David Seward and just get your stuff ready in the middle of the summer and go off. If you don't even know you have a job 2 months ago and now suddenly it all falls in your lap, then we're both scrambling like, okay, we got to get this ready. We've got these classes and so forth. So we do. And this past week we both started teaching. And as I say, I teach in 2 different universities. One of them has this beautiful, expansive drive that I go up to a place about 10 miles away called Owings Mills, Maryland. You probably heard of Owings Mills. I don't know why. I think they used to make the box tops there, or some weird thing you would send away for. Yeah.
It does have a familiar.
Doesn't it when you were growing up?
Yeah, it does have a familiar.
You would send away to Owings Mills, Maryland, and get something. So you always think Owings Mills were just this giant factory. And people go there from the Kellogg's lab, and they get your thing in the mail, your envelope from some 7-year-old boy, and they go, 7-year-old boy, all right, give him the G.I. Joe. Or strange boy, give him the G.I. Jane. See, and this is what they do all day. You actually physically drive up to Owings Mills, and it's gorgeous. It's like Hewlett Bay Park, but with everybody having more land. And then some of the roads you drive up are literally almost like John Denver's country roads. Not in Appalachia, but right here in Maryland. And I don't like driving. I don't enjoy driving. I'm a nervous driver. I wish I didn't have to drive. But if I'm ever going to enjoy driving, it's some of the route from where we live up to Owings Mills. And especially
the companies, the national companies are Care First, that's our health insurance, T. Rowe Price, Lyon Brothers, Baltimore Company, Talbot, Black & Decker, Baltimore Ravens headquarters.
Oh, in Owings Mills?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we're
Maryland Public TV.
They're in Owings Mills.
Yeah, but it doesn't show the history part that I'm looking for.
So who knew that they were all there in this beautiful area? It's also weirdly, strangely, not that I'm connected to that necessarily, but one of the first things when you're only about 2 miles from where I teach, the first thing that you pass when you make a turn is the Jewish Center. And apparently, like, Owings Mills is 10% Jewish, which doesn't sound like a lot when you come from certain parts of New York, but really feels like a lot when you're 200 miles away from New York. And then there's another town.
Here it says, in 1700, pioneers arrived at the area of Owings Mills. Samuel Owings constructed mills.
Owings? So they took away the apostrophe.
And it's flour, but I want to see.
Flour, okay.
Oh, okay. History. Says the town took its name from Samuel Owings Mills.
His mill. Yeah. Whoa! Cool. I'm glad. I'm glad he wasn't like a sewer worker. Could have been Owings Toilets.
I don't know. There was some company there, and I don't.
I live in Owings Toilets, Maryland. Yeah, that'd be all right. Yeah.
It says it's the northern terminus of the Baltimore Metro subway. Ooh.
Well, that is good to know.
And it's home to the Ravens headquarter facilities and Maryland Public Television.
I want to get to know that for sure.
Yeah.
So, and it is quite a beautiful place. I walk into the classroom, one of the classrooms where I'm teaching there, and it's on the third, one of my classes is on the third floor, two of them are on the fourth floor. And it's windowed, like half of the room is windowed. And it's so different from when perhaps you were growing up and it's cinder blocks on one side and this on the other side, you have a window, but it's kind of like looking out into Brooklyn or looking out onto, okay, a nice little area of Long Island, and you pull the shade down because you don't want the kids to get distracted by seeing some activity outside or the football field. Out there, you're high up, you're above ground level and sea level, and now you're just looking out on trees. And even though Maryland is the opposite of big sky country, it's not Colorado anymore. You're seeing sky and just lush greenery.
Big Dipper?
Oh, that was here. That was here. That was but and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to teach kids in this room when they have the option not just of looking out a window, but almost like looking out at like a scenic vista out the window? Amazingly, they do. Amazingly, they do. And the only reason you want to pull down the shade is sometimes the sun just goes right on the side of them and starts to bake them. But so I go there, and that's great. That's and I get there at about 7:20 in the morning. So parking, no brainer. You park near their stadium. You go right in. I've got my pick of the parking lot, and I can walk in about less than 5 minutes right into the classroom. Only annoyance is, the place I have to go is way up a steep hill and staircase. So if you're if you're dragging it on a Wednesday or Friday morning, and it's just kind of like, okay, I parked, I'm ready to teach, I got this, and then you're just, the staircase is looming. And you're like, can't they build an outdoor elevator? Isn't it just like, okay. All right.
What about an escalator?
Yeah. Well, I don't. Can you do an outside escalator because of the rain and stuff? And it's humid here. But I'm thinking also, how do people in wheelchairs, or if I were ever on crutches, what the hell would I do?
You'd have to go in a little golf cart.
Yeah.
Or maybe they would take you in are there buses around campus?
There seem to be. So the buses can go up to a closer parking lot that's on that level. I'm not allowed to park there. I'm not special enough. I'm allowed regular parking.
Talk about your parking loss.
My parking loss. No,
Did you finish talking about the car loss?
No, that's what I'm leading up to.
Okay.
I'm literally leading up to that because that's one place that I teach. And it's just lovely, and it's a lovely drive back. Now, I mentioned, and Joyce just mentioned parking. I also teach at another university where my wife teaches. I just teach one class there on an early evening. So there, that university is about 5 times, maybe 6 times the size of the one in Owings Mills. 6.5 times the size of the Owings Mills campus. That's a lot of students and professors and staff and stuff. So there, it isn't just like, stadium parking lot, 6 in the morning, no problem. They've got different parking garages. They've got, and it's a zoo. Trying to get through there, even driving there is a horror for me because the closest way, you have to do these things that I despised in Colorado when we would go to Fort Collins, called roundabouts. You don't really get these on Long Island, I don't think, or in New York, but some devil, some guy, some Nazi who escaped from Germany, went to Brazil, wanted to design one more thing to torture Jews. And he said, okay, we're going to go to the road, and instead of constructing a 4-way stop or a 2-way stop or an overpass, we're going to create, I don't know what accent I'm using, we're going to create this thing called a roundabout, which is a nice idea, sort of. If you have different traffic that has to go different ways, you're supposed to go sort of around this loop and then come out the exit that you want. Seems to make sense, except you've got this outer circle, and then there's an inner circle too. Now, if you're in the outer circle, you stay to the right, and supposedly you just curve off on the exit that you want. But if you want a different exit, which is kind of the point, now you kind of have to go into the other circle. But of course, there's another car coming through that circle, and you're not sure when that car is supposed to come. It is the most harrowing, inscrutable thing I've ever seen. I've tried watching 2 different YouTube videos on how to navigate traffic circles, and all they've done is make me even more confused about how to navigate traffic circles. So I avoid them like every time I've gotten into one, the 3 or 4 times that we've been here in Maryland, I either almost got into an accident or came out the wrong exit and started going back in the direction I came from. And then I go back and find it. So I always have to add on 5 or 10 minutes to any drive that I do towards this university just to avoid, just to get away from having to deal with this traffic circle. But I'm managing that. I'm figuring out a way, because we have a car where my phone hooks in and turns into a GPS. And I listen to the GPS takes me where I want to turn right here. In a mile and a half, you will be going left on Delaney Valley Road. Right, fine, okay, fine. And I listen to her and I listen to her up until the point when she says, in half a mile, turn left on the traffic circle. God damn you, no! And now I know I have to turn sort of.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
For bigger pictures, you should ask GPS or Google Maps to also say avoid traffic
Yeah,
circles.
because you can set your GPS.
You can avoid a ferry.
Right, I can avoid a ferry, I can avoid tolls,
Yes.
and I can avoid, this is huge, highways. When I program a GPS, I can say, please, no highways.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
will take away. But there's no way to program a GPS either to say no roundabouts or just say, hey, look, here I found the route that I want to take every time. It avoids the roundabout. I want to go here. I want to go on Bosley Avenue. I want to go back up and come. Can I just program that in? So that is the direction that you give me.
You could pull it probably. You could pull the.
I don't know what the hell to do. And I can pull it, but I like to do that in private, sometimes in the shower. So, thank you. Noise. Yeah, that's what it sounds like at this point. So, so I'm trying to avoid this thing, but I can make it to school usually. And a school, especially, if it's any later than 8:30 in the morning, it's just packed with students going back and forth, and they're in the crosswalk, and nobody has the desire or the whatever to rush, right? They've all got their headsets on, they're all walking, they're looking at their phones.
Headset? What is this, 1950?
Well, look at the earbud
Earbuds.
things, yeah. No, and you know what? You'd be amazed how many kids still wear things that look like headphones.
I think it's like retro.
Yeah. And also it covers the ears more. But you do really still see that. And now, not only are you trying to navigate wherever you want to go, but you've got to go like 2 miles an hour because every moment some idiot student's going to be, walking in front of your car and not even like making the effort to kind of wave and say, oh, I think I better scurry because this guy wants to. No, it's like, I'm just walking to class. Oh, dee
Just be
do,
thankful
dee
they're
do.
going to class. Like
I know. But now I got to park, right? And I got to park, or I want to park near the building where I am teaching, which happens to also be near the building where Joyce is teaching. She's just a building over.
Actually, if you go out I learned if you go out the back of my building, it
Yeah.
faces your building. I learned that.
Oh, that's right.
I learned
So,
that.
yeah. And so what do I do? So this is on an evening when I'm teaching my very first class for this school, right? And I teach and it goes pretty well, and it's tough. It's tough because this class is 2 hours and 40 minutes long. And we're not talking about a playwriting, or a theater class or a class where I'm showing a ton of movies. I've got to hold these people's attention doing different things for 2 hours and 40 minutes on a Wednesday evening. And we're all looking at each other like we want to just do about 15 minutes of work and then go to sleep. But no, No, old Dave. Old Dave takes his job seriously and is trying to make things as fun and interesting as possible. So, and you know that I get on here for 3 hours on Saturday mornings and talk. I can do my best doing that. So I get through it. I make it, the first hour is brutal because I'm just talking about the syllabus and going through that and that. But then, we get to know each other and there's an exercise. And by the last half hour, we're all okay with each other. And I think they're okay with me and I'm okay with them. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like I make it through. I only have to do 15 more of these for my paycheck because it's once a week. And I come out, and now it's dark, and I don't like driving in the dark because I don't like driving in the first place, but I certainly don't like driving in the dark. But we're only about 5 miles from home. And now Joyce, who has also taught earlier in the day and has just been doing work and getting slides together and answering mails and student questions and things and doing research. So now she wants to be picked up and meet me, right? To go. And so I get her, she comes and meets me. And we're like, okay, now, actually, you know what? This was not, I'm confusing things. This was not the day I picked you up in the dark, when it was dark out, because we already knew where, we found the car.
We lost the car again that day, too, yeah.
But for a moment.
For 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
No, for a moment.
Even my mother said, stay on the phone thinking you should get lost, and David can't find the car.
Right. But this first time, I'm sorry, it was not, it was much earlier in the day. It was probably later afternoon, like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I go pick up Joyce, who doesn't drive. And so I'm like, okay, meet me here. I had my department meeting. You had stuff to do. Let's go. And I was like, well, where's the garage? And I'm like, well, I don't know. It was the nearest garage to where I was just teaching. It took me like, 3 minutes to 4 minutes to walk from the thing to the thing. So we ask a student who's passing by. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, do you know where the garage is? And he's like, oh, this garage? And I'm like, okay, yeah, that garage. And suddenly we're walking for like 10, 15 minutes to one of the garages on this campus. And so we go and we get there. And I'm like, this doesn't really look familiar. But I know I'm sort of parked. I think I'm parked kind of high up because my visual, when I parked, I remembered that. I was looking at a lot of trees, and there was kind of an overhang. And meanwhile, we're both tired. Joyce is exhausted. We're both cranky. And it's fucking Maryland. It's 85 degrees at 4:30 in the afternoon. And so we're also schwitzing and just like, okay, we just want to get. And now I'm going up and down the paths and looking, and I'm like, I don't see our car. Where's the car? And we start circling around the first level, and then up the second level, and the third level, and we don't see our car. And first of all, we're not that used to our car. We've only had it 2 weeks because we just bought the thing when we moved here. And also, I'm also terrified because this was actually the week before school started. Now I'm remembering. And so I didn't really have my specific parking pass yet for this university. So I'm terrified that they towed the car. I had been sort of informally told that, week before classes, they're not ticketing. Or if you do get a ticket, you can find it because it's not even, all the parents are loading the students in. They're not really looking at parking passes until next week. Don't really worry about it. But at the same time, I was supposed to have bought a parking pass, even a visitor or an early parking pass, except I wasn't able to because I wasn't properly in the system, because that took 2 weeks for bureaucracy to do. So I tried to buy a parking pass and wasn't allowed to. So technically, I'm sort of illegally parked in a university parking garage, and now I can't find the car. So part of me is thinking, oh my God, they've towed the car somewhere I don't know. And now Joyce is like getting all consternating. She's like, you can't find the car. Where's the car? Well, I just want to go home. I'm exhausted. Where's the car? So these incredibly nice parking people from the University Parking Bureau, I guess you could call them, they're coming around in a truck. And we tell them, can you please help us? Can you look?
I asked them, I say, look, I'm going to kill my husband. Can you please help us find the car?
And so they volunteered, they went around the entire lot.
That whole parking structure. It's not a lot. It's a parking structure.
Yeah.
It had 3 floors.
Right. A 3-floor parking garage, a structure. Looking for the only thing that made it somewhat easy is that it's because it's a new car. The back plate is a.
It's because we're new to the state. It's a temporary license till we get the real one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Our license plate is not a typical Maryland license. It's a new, almost paper-looking license plate. It stands out. We would have seen, because everybody's got Subarus in this town.
And we have a pink frame because the month we bought the car, they donate. Subaru, whenever you buy a car, it donates to a charity. And that month, they were donating to breast cancer. So we have a bright, pink breast cancer color logo, license plate frame.
Yeah. So I think they should put a giant tit back of the car. That would be great. Then you would really say, "Oh, breast cancer." There's a tit on the back of the car.
You would still not be able to find the car.
No, they said that. So this guy, this student, we asked to help us find the garage.
Not student, they're garage workers.
No. When we first were looking for the garage, the guy sent us to the biggest garage on the campus.
Yeah.
And then we speak to one of the people who tried to help us find the car, one of the attendants, and he said, "Well, there's another garage. Have you tried that one? That sounds a little more like it." And we're like, "Okay, where is it? What's that thing?" And so we go over to another garage, right, which is a few blocks away. So we're schlepping there, and it's not there. We're going crazy. We're panicking because it's like it wasn't in the first garage, and now we're going up and down the second garage. Not there. My wife is freaking. And then we ask the guys, and we say, "Well, I don't know, maybe you're in that third garage." Mm-hmm. And then we look at each other and say, "What freaking third garage?
Where does that exist?"
And, and then he said, "Well, now that I'm thinking about it, what you told me about seeing all the foliage and the big letter G on everything, we thought the G stood for this, but no, maybe it's G for garage. That's on the," and I'm like, yeah, maybe it's that one. So the guy kindly, while Joyce is standing there talking with the other parking people, the guy takes me in his truck to the third garage, which is actually the garage that is literally a block from the building where I was teaching. And we go in there, and we go right in. And now, of course, it's early. It was like 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. Many, many fewer cars than there would have been when I first parked there. And, of course, there it is. And it's exactly at that point as I remember it. Oh, yes, I'm facing out, and there's this overhang, and I'm facing foliage and trees. And it was really, and the amazing, ironic thing was, it's not like I curled around or was in the back of something or on the fourth floor. It was literally, it was the main floor.
But so they drove you in the truck.
Yeah.
You found the car. You actually went with the workers in the truck.
Yes.
Then they escorted you.
Yep.
They led you back.
They did. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And you followed them.
Right.
While I spent the time with Jen and Pam chit-chatting. And they were telling me, oh, by the way, this is freshman move-in day. So 20,000 divided by 4, about 5,000 students and their families were moving in that day, too.
Yes. Yeah.
It was massive.
It was a cluster.
Yes. It was like a town of people.
Yeah. And I couldn't find the car on that specific day.
Of course.
But the blessed people from the parking...
I wrote them a thank you and a kudos. I call it kudos, but I don't know if people say that, so I wrote to all their supervisors.
Yeah. But that's the weird thing about that word.
One of them I think Jen was one of the people.
Yeah.
But I just wrote a nice letter to all of them, thanking them. Both. Yeah. I think it was Fred and James. Was it Fred? I
don't remember.
Fred and James, Pam and Jen, I think.
Pam and Jen, that sounds right. Sounds like people from the show The Office, right?
It sounds, it does, right? But...
So we found, thanks to them, found the car. Would have been nice if, like, the first guy we asked on the street said, well, we have a couple of different garages. And I could have told him, well, the one near this particular building. And he said, oh, you're probably there. And I would have found it in 10 minutes.
You made the mistake. You said it was the garage with a G name.
Right.
Because you saw a G for ground floor,
yep.
And you thought it was the garage that had a G, like Glen Garage.
Too, yeah.
That was the problem. You asked the guy, where's the Glen Garage? You said, I know it's Glen because I saw a G.
Right.
Later, we found out G is for ground floor.
Ground floor, yeah. So I had my Seinfeld
No,
moment.
and then part 2 after your night.
Oh, that was it. Well, yeah. So this time I know when I come back the next week to teach, I know what garage I'm in. I know exactly what garage I'm in. As a matter of fact, I can see from where I parked the front door of the building that I go into to teach. But of course, the problem with these giant buildings in these places is everything's got doors on all sides that are like front doors. And the garage has doors, different entrances. So Joyce meets me at night when everything looks different. And we go, I say, I know I'm in this garage. There's no question that I'm in this garage. Because I walked straight up, through here, into the building, went up the stairs and taught. This is the garage. So we go in, and I can't find the car.
Well, this is the sad part. So I'm talking to my mother. It's a beautiful night. I'm sitting out. I'm watching all the couples go by.
Yeah.
All the students, go to food, go to the gym. Yeah. It's finally cool. And my mother said to me, please stay on the phone until you find the car because I'm worried that you get lost.
Right. Well, yeah, but you tell me why it wasn't a simple... The only non-simple thing is you can't walk directly from the front door of the building straight because there's like a bit of a gate. You have to go a little left around the gate. You didn't even know which part of the building you were. When I said I'm in the building that's facing Lithicum, I don't see you. You're like, I don't know where I am. Walk through the building. Yeah.
And
well,
like,
I imagine you're on the other side. You were coming out the other entrance waiting for me.
I was sitting in the little plaza.
Yeah. But I was on the other side facing the garage. So, but we go into the garage. I think I know exactly where I am, and we still spend like 10 minutes trying to find the car. So this is why I fucking hate driving. I fucking hate parking. I hate roundabouts.
But you're very good at the car, and we just got the Subaru emergency plan where if we get stuck on the road, we just got that.
Well, that's great. I have AAA
I
again.
think but Subarus also will do it. Like Subaru, we just got the cards.
Yeah.
I think for me, Subarus are awesome.
Knock wood. Yeah.
I
mean, I'm being very, 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 very happy. I mean, you know what? What the hell? I'll tell that they've been very good so far. Hunt Valley Subaru.
They've been great. And
just really good guys to work with. The guy who sold us the car, while he was selling us the car, his wife was going into labor. And so thank God he had a healthy, happy, whatever child. We birthed a Subaru. He birthed a kid. So mazel tov to him. But, yeah, I mean, they still owe us to fix the... a little something to roll up the window. But they're going to do it. They didn't have the book, the manual for the car when we bought it. 2 weeks later, the manual came in. They called me. I rang and got it. They've been really good.
You could ask them about the thing, the poo, 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 poo.
What poo, 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 poo? Because I do poo, 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 poo all the time. What am I asking them about? And they were really helpful because the one caveat I had about this car when we were pricing it and buying it, looking for, is that unlike a lot of the new cars, including another one that I test drove, when you turn on the car, you need the GPS, you hit a button, and there's the GPS. With this one, you have to plug your phone in order to use a GPS system, which is an annoyance, which is, you kind of wish it was part of the car, like the radio. And 90% of the time it works just fine. And then sometimes the GPS just decides not to work.
It's not the GPS, it's your phone.
Yeah. So, so I go back to the Subaru people and I say, I was on my way somewhere and suddenly, no matter what I pressed, no matter what I did, I couldn't get the GPS. Imagine if I were on the road going state to state, not that I ever would, and going through back roads and no GPS. What the hell do I do? Well, first thing is, if the GPS is still working on your phone, you unplug it from the car and you just use your phone the old way. But I'm like, what's the deal here? And he said, well, do the usual thing. It's like rebooting a computer. Turn off your phone, turn off the car. Wait 30 seconds, try again. There's something about, because we have droids instead of Apple and iPhone things. Apparently droids are a little more glitchy. So that sometimes a droid decides, I need to nap for a bit. Sometimes a droid says, I don't really feel like taking you where you go yourself. And it sort of stops. So you give it a moment, you reboot, and so far that has worked. The 2 times that it conked out on me, You just kind of shut everything off, take 2 seconds, and load it up again, and it's been working fine. But again, when I had that issue, when that happened, I went right to Subaru. I said, I can't have one of the most important things of having this car, any car now, is the ability to have GPS in it. And he said, droids are glitchy, but it worked. There's nothing wrong with the car. And there's nothing really even wrong with your phone. It's just there's something about droids that occasionally want to have a moment, right? Like, back in the old days, your computer would just sometimes freeze 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago. It was just kind of like, get overloaded, there was too much RAM, too much something, and it's just like, stop right. You can hit all the keys. Go ahead, go do Control Alt Delete. Ain't gonna do shit. Just turn me off. Turn me off, I'll be okay. And you do. And generally, knock wood, it is. So that's my Seinfeld car story. So much else to talk about. So much other things. We had, let's see, do you want to talk about the toilet, the deer, the...
I don't know if I should book my, vaccine with if they'll have it by the 9th. I don't know if they're going to have the... Yeah, okay, never mind. I'm waiting. Okay, it's okay. I'm sorry. The plunger?
Yeah. So, as I said, the previous owners of this house left it in pretty great condition from top to bottom. I mean, we decided to do some painting of the downstairs. Didn't really have to. The paint job was immaculate. We decided to put in new carpeting. Their carpeting was okay. It was good. But there was some old stains on there and some things where furniture was. We looked at the upstairs and we're like, yeah, let's just go with new carpeting. But again, that was our choice. It was really livable the way it was. And certainly in terms of appliances, in terms of so much here that, the owners were the kind of people who not only left all the manuals, but there were notes in the manuals that they wrote to themselves that they left. This is the page you need, right?
Yeah, like they also left like examples when they bought like the filter for the fridge.
Yeah. I mean, they were just, they themselves wanted to keep things nice for them while they were living here, and then they made sure, because it was an amicable purchase of the house, like, here's all the manuals for stuff, and here's some advice on how to use it, and it's been fabulous. Yeah. The only things that...
David, do you want your coffee?
I could use a sip.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, I can tell when you strain.
Yeah. Well, I've been going at it almost an hour, and we got people coming in like 5 minutes to play the quiz. Okay. Thank you so much.
I'm going to go down and make something if you want something. Tell them about Oofty Deer. There are 5 of them, and the one who never...
Well, no, we're talking toilets. Do not change the subject when we're talking toilets.
What was the name of the thing? I saved it so you could show it. I saved the...
Well, we have the plunger.
No, but I saved it. It's called like Beeline. You were going to show the video.
Oh!
Aren't you?
I was going to talk about the video just in case it was copyrighted.
I saved this for you, honey. Here.
This is great.
You want to show the video?
We can. Let me see. Because we watched
You
this
love
several
the video,
times.
yeah.
I love the video. I may just play the audio of it.
We learned a lot from the video, actually, about plunging. I mean, we're both middle-aged people, and we learned how to properly.
58 years old. Yes.
What do you call that? Evacuated toilet.
Because the one thing that they kind of missed the boat on in this house is one of the upstairs bathrooms. It felt like a mediocre flip that they would have done a couple of years back for themselves, making up a new bathroom here. Maybe they only had 2, and then one in a little master bath area or something. But they put in a shower, and they didn't really seal it properly for whatever reason. And then we used the toilet last week. And, and we're dealing with school, and we're dealing with a new car, and we're doing the house and payments and trying to get furniture, and God knows, health insurance. I mean, just all this swirl of annoyances and activities and paperwork and labor and mental stress. And then the toilet blocks up. And we make a poo in it. And it's just like, it's not flushing. What do you mean it's not flushing? It's not flushing! So, Joyce is pouring soap down the thing. We get one of these little plastic snaky things.
Well, no, we learned that the plunger we used was supposed to be, if you watch that video,
it's a great video.
This isn't really public health. The plunger that you have in your bathroom that's flat is for the sink.
It's for the one with the red.
It's not for the toilet.
The classic looking plunger is for the sink.
Why didn't anyone tell us that?
I don't know.
I feel like I was misled.
Because I always used to go into hardware stores when I would look for plungers, and I would see these big black ones, these black rubber ones with the cones, and then the smaller circle in the bigger circle. And I look at this, I don't want that. I just want a friggin' red plunger. Turns out I was looking for the wrong one.
I know.
You need the plunger that looks like this to really go in there and suck up the poops and get them out of there. And what can I tell you? Between the soap being poured down, the mashing with the snaky thing.
You should show the video. It's very helpful.
I gotta find the it's the Corky Beehive Max toilet plunger with an easy store caddy, which we picked up at Home Depot. And for whatever reason, or a combination of all three, I don't care how it all got resolved. But, crisis averted, didn't have to call the plumbers back. We got the poops to flush. So maybe while I'm inviting the people in to play the game, I show the Corky Plunger how-to video.
I think you should.
Corky Beehive Plunger. Because just for funsies, I kept watching this video over and over and over. Was this the one? I don't think so. It was like a 3-minute video about how to plunge a toilet. And I loved every second of it. Where is it? I'm sorry. I will share my screen if I can. This is probably it. Hello? Oh, I can watch it on YouTube. So I may. Come on. And where's my share screen?
Hello. Today we're going to be showing you how to correctly plunge a toilet. To start, we need to make sure you're using the correct plunger. A common mistake people make is assuming that this plunger is used for toilets.
Oh, it's not.
When really it should be used to unclog sinks.
Yeah.
You can see by the wide flat hole on the plunger that this was designed for a sink and not a toilet.
Not a toilet.
The correct toilet plungers have a smaller, more pliable opening that allows
it
to create a seal around the toilet hole. Older toilets have a round toilet outlet that a standard toilet plunger will work great for. A majority of newer toilets, however, have an elongated outlet that requires a flexible plunger to get a good seal to effectively plunge. Due to the pliability of the rubber, the Beehive makes a tight seal on the toilet hole.
Go in there and
the larger size allows for more pressure with less effort, making it the most powerful plunger on the market. Once you have the necessary plunger, begin by inserting your plunger at a 45-degree angle to allow water to enter into the plunger head. This is important because it prevents splashing, as well as preventing water from overflowing when the toilet bowl is full. Next, tilt the plunger to an upright angle in order to seal the plunger to the bowl outlet and begin the push-pull movements to unclog the trapway. Even though most people think the power is in the push, it is really in the pull movement.
There it is, look at it!
For the most effective and clear plunge, it is best to pulse. You want to push and pull without breaking the seal of the plunger to the hole.
That's what she
said. Once the toilet is unclogged, proceed by flushing the toilet to make sure the trapway is cleared. Now that you have all the knowledge, happy plunging!
Yeah! Thank you, Corky. Thank you so much, Corky. Let's just kill. I don't want to see him right now. Okay, back to this, and now hey, where are my people? Where are they? 3 participants trying to get in the Daverhood. Now I gotta. Hello. Here they are. Admit. And I'm going to admit. And of course, we're waiting for Leslie. I hope she's going to be here too. And we've got Vicki Quade coming into the Daverhood. Hello, Vicki. Good morning. Unmute your little Mikey. There we go. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
We are doing
nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Is that a picture or are you? Yeah, of course it's a picture. Not outside.
Not outside. It's a picture.
Speaking of beautiful foliage, look at the shirt on Ronald Rand.
I know, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to emulate you a little bit, so I wanted to have a little color today.
No, I like that shirt a whole lot. And by the way, I have to thank. See, Vicki, we love your presence. We love having you in the Daverhood a lot of weeks now and again. And we're very proud and honored that you join us to play the game. But Ron, who's only been on like 2 or 3 times, he sent me a present. He sent me a housewarming gift. Hun, could you kindly?
Oh yeah, I like the card too. I can't get. Oh,
Yeah, show both. Show both.
It's beautiful.
This is what
I wish
Ron.
he could do more stuff for us.
Well,
Maybe
we could commission it. Look, first of all, he sent us this lovely housewarming gift.
Yeah, that's a card by Tim Stevenson, a very famous a painter of the South. He's what's called a Dutch master, and he's a dear friend.
Nice.
We'll give that man a cigar.
Like Rembrandt?
Well, it says Rembrandt with stained glass.
Yeah, it's a Rembrandt in there, and Tim, he paints a lot of famous paintings and does extraordinary art. But you can find him, Tim Stevenson, online. Wonderful, wonderful person.
And he does stained glass. I do stained underwear. It's kind of the same thing. But Ronald himself is something which I did not know is something of an artist as well as an actor, and he sent me this beautiful. Is this Jerusalem? Is that the?
No, actually, that's the palace in the middle of the lake in Jaipur, India.
Oh.
So that stone comes from India, and it's pretty amazing because when you're in Jaipur, you visit the incredible Mir fortress up above, but when you pass the lake, you see this incredible palace in the middle of the lake. And it's an incredible story because they actually took all the water out of the lake and built the palace and put the water back in. So it's pretty incredible.
That's a little counter.
Yeah, so that's from the Pink City in India.
We drained the river and then we put the river back. Why not? And for no good reason either. But it's a beautiful, thank you. It's a painted rock, in case you didn't get that.
Yes, it's a painted rock. Yes, I've painted on hundreds and hundreds of rocks, feathers. Actually, all types of things I find on the ground from my 26 countries I've traveled to, and shells. I mean, here's one right now. When I was in the Cayman Islands, I painted a turtle.
Oh, he's so cute!
Sea turtle on it. So yes, I never know. This one is another stone that I did. You see, of the sea turtle.
Well, that's the turtle. The other one was
manatee.
Yeah, but then I also paint on shells too. So this is a mountain range in the middle of a shell. You see, that's a shell.
Wow.
So I love to paint on different surfaces, and I never know. But sometimes I even paint on pottery too. So this was over in Turkey as well when I was there. So I have fun painting on surfaces as well as canvas and paper and cardboard and everything like that.
Well, what I'm thinking of doing is if I put like googly eyes on this can be like a gay pet rock. I would love that. I think that'd be the best thing ever. Or maybe not. But thank you, really, really thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're very welcome.
Yes. Now
we are here, and have you both had a good? Are you having a special or a good holiday weekend, Vicki? Are you doing extra shows or?
No. But we do have some. I expected that once the tourists came into the city, we would start to get some ticket sales, and yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I've already noticed a few, little ticking up of.
Yeah, but are you doing late night catechism and 8th grade nun this weekend? Are you?
No, it's Bible bingo. So
Bible bingo. Sorry.
Right. So for this month of September, I reopened. It's going to continue with late night catechism, and then we reopened with Bible bingo. So.
Well, great. And Ronald, what's your acting stuff right now or writing?
Well, I've got a big book event coming up for solo transformation on stage, September 19th at the Drama Bookshop, Monday at 5:30. So I'm hoping that Anita Hollander will be joining us, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Stephen Lang may even show up. Who knows?
Nice.
So, very exciting. Yes.
If people can go there, buy the book, and have you sign it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm going to do an in-house reading from the book and a signing, but they have to RSVP the Drama Bookshop to get there.
Really?
Yes, because reservations are important because of the size of the Drama Bookshop on 39th Street, and it's limited. So it's just RSVP Drama Bookshop, but you can go online to the Drama Bookshop and and see the website there and everything. And it's listed and everything as well.
Well, check it out. It's Ronald Rand, Solo Transformations.
On stage. That's
On
right.
stage.
Yes.
So, now joining us momentarily, hopefully, she's trying to, she's there, is our other friend, Leslie Hoban Blake.
She is here. Come on, Leslie.
Come on. We have to beam you in. Come on.
We're
do
on
it.
to play the game, the Today, Yesterday Trivia Quiz.
Maybe
While
she-
Leslie's coming in, let me remind everybody the rules of the quiz. We'll have, again, it's a shorter one because I've been kind of busy this week. So we'll have 6 questions, so each 2 rounds where every contestant gets a question, and then we have a tiebreaker as well. Each question is worth 2 points, and it has to do with history in the sense of things that happened on September 3rd in history. And Leslie Hoban Blake, basically on time almost.
Ooh,
Looking good. I like the Veronica Lake.
She got a new haircut, Leslie.
Yeah.
I love it.
Audio.
Can't hear you.
There you go. Audio, Leslie. She's fine.
Invite her. You can invite her here. I'll help you.
There you go.
Wait, she almost had it.
You
There she is.
always notice. You're so sweet, Vicki, to always notice. I love your background. It is so green and verdant. I
It
mean,
is.
it's wonderful.
But we're all picking on the garden. I picked my basil yesterday, and I'm making.
Oh.
I picked horseradish,
Yeah.
and I made basil with. I made pesto with the horseradish leaves.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So, and I
Are
picked
they-
my
is it
nose
very
yesterday.
pungent?
It's kind of the same.
Is that very spicy?
It's less than you think. It's kind of mild. I actually had to put in some of the horseradish leaves.
Put in some horseradish, right?
So, Vicki, I have a question. I know I shouldn't even ask this on the air, but I gotta know. Do you also grow mint? I want
I
to.
do. I have mint. I have mint on outside. Yeah.
How do you maintain it so that it doesn't
I contain it.
overgrow everything? And how do you keep it? Do you have to water it a lot?
Well, no. I'm on a deck, so the only thing that's in a garden is that horseradish. So we
Got it.
put that outside. Otherwise, everything's in pots. So
So pot
it
of mint.
doesn't.
Just grow mint.
It's yes, and the mint is in a pot, and then I just pluck it. I pull it when I want to use it for something. I
Just-
also dry a lot of that stuff at the end of the season, and
And then what do you do with it?
I pulverize it in my little mortar and pestle, and then I keep it in old pill jars that I
But
have.
you have, I mean, do you have enough does it last a whole season?
Oh yeah, it'll last. I cook with it, and people
It's
say,
amazing.
"This is good." And I said, "Yes, time from last year." Or it's,
That's amazing. That's really fabulous.
Yeah, I like that. And then the following year, does it automatically come back, or do you have to rebuy mint and basil and thyme?
if you bring it in, like I brought in my oregano last year, and I put it out this year, and it's gorgeous.
Oh.
So
That's the one I love the most. That's the one I use the most is oregano.
Oregano,
Yeah.
really? Oh, okay. Huh. Now,
you can dry it. You can grow it inside. I mean,
Well, I buy it dried. I don't need it.
You can grow
I
it.
have little pots. I have little tiny pots of things that I have little, and they never grow. They say they will grow in the window box, blah blah blah, but they never grow.
so Leslie,
Good
how was
morning,
your
Ron.
week? You
Good
swear-
morning, Ron Rand. I see you too.
Nice to see you too.
So Leslie, how was your family? You hung with your
Oh, fantastic! I think I sent you pictures. Did I not?
I think you did.
I
Forget.
think you said
don't
my
remember.
son looks like Michael. I think you said my son looks like Michael Stolberg, which now that you said it, he does. He never did, but now he does.
Right, yeah. And
In my
your
head,
daughter
now
was
that you
Jamie Lee
said it.
Curtis also, I thought.
Yes. Well, once she let her, I mean, she always wore her hair very short, but now that she's all gray, she definitely looks like they're both letting themselves go gray. His hair won't turn gray, but his beard is white. So
I'm getting there.
it's amazing.
So
I'm embarrassed to walk on the street with them. I tell everybody they're my parents.
man. Well, welcome all of you on this Labor Day weekend to Dave's Gone By Live on this Saturday, September 3rd, 2022, where we are about to play. Are you all ready to play a somewhat shortened version like we did last time
Okay.
of the Today, Yesterday?
Somewhat shortened.
Was that Joyce? Was that cackle coming from Joyce?
Of course it was, yes.
Good morning, Joyce. What a cackle. Wow.
Shortened version.
Yeah, and also because Vicki is here, and of course, Vicki, you do shows about cackling.
Freeze. It
Oh.
got frozen.
Yes, that's right.
So,
Oh, are we frozen,
come
Ronald?
back, Dave. Come back.
We're here.
We're here. We see you.
I see. Oh, he froze.
Yeah,
No.
you froze for a minute, Dave.
Oh,
Really?
no.
No, not for me.
He definitely froze. He definitely
Yeah.
froze.
Oh,
Yep.
It's the cackling that did it.
Hey,
Yeah.
It was that nasty joke.
I'm back. There he
It
is.
wasn't nasty at all. It was
Nothing
amazing.
nasty.
Yeah.
Nothing nasty at all.
We're going to get on with our very, very nice first, well, not even before the first question, I forgot. So, Ronald, since you are still kind of our newbie, if you
Yes,
were,
I am.
could you kindly pick a number between 1 and 6 and tell me what it is?
2.
Ronald, squeezing out a number 2.
Oh,
Vicki,
God.
what is,
Don't
what
say
number?
4. I'll do 4.
Vicki with 4. And Leslie, wait, Leslie?
2, 4, 6, 8. No, I want 2. I want 6. I'm sorry. 2, 4, 6.
6, yeah.
We don't have any 8.
We don't have any 8. Well,
That'll work.
I could have had it be 8. All right, let me roll the die, if I can find where I got the die roll thing. Stop that. I don't want that.
I love your shirt, David.
Well,
I love those
Chris picked it. This is an octopus shirt because we have.
Wonderful.
Do you want to see a video of a baby octopus?
Sure.
If
got
I
one?
share my screen,
Show
can
them.
they see a video of a baby? I'm going to share my screen.
Yes.
Wait, how did I?
Oh, have you seen my octopus teacher?
Oh,
Oh,
I like that until the
Wonderful.
octopus dies and has its
Great
leg
movie.
bitten off.
he let it die. The savage.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Excuse me, I still eat calamari, but it was a wonderful film.
It is a wonderful
It's a
film, but
great
my
shirt.
God, it's like, yes, the octopus life cycle. I'm just going to let it be carried off by the shark. It's like, come on, man. You know,
She was at the very end. I don't think
Potato,
calamari
potato, you know.
is octopus, is it? No.
but this is
What?
the cutest thing ever. I think
Is
it's
calamari octopus? I don't think
Yes.
so.
it's squid.
Yes, it is.
Like calamari squid, ain't it? Or
Oh, squid. Well, squid is a baby. Isn't a squid a variation of an octopus? Aren't they the same
I don't
family?
think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Non-vertebrates?
They
I thought
swim
it
in the
was
same
non-vertebrates.
ocean, though. Yes.
That's a
They're
So do
neighbors?
we.
Okay.
Let's see if I can still
Octopus
find it.
adjacent. Okay.
Okay, you're not going to believe this. This is the most adorable, incredible thing you've ever seen in your life. I'm going to
Okay.
share my screen. This is.
It's just like Ron on my screen. It just
No,
came
no,
up
no,
with
no,
Ron.
no. This
No
is.
offense. Yes, it was a close up on you, dear. That's what.
here it is.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, look.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh
that!
my God!
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Look at him! Look at him!
Where did
Wow.
you get that from?
Twitters.
Twitter, where else? But look, he's like, whew, whew. He's crawling like that is like a baby little octopus. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, that was a tough crawl. Woo!
Wow.
Ha.
That's gonna
Yeah.
grow up to be a full-size scary octopus?
Well, they're not
Yes.
scary, and they're not even very big.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that
Unless you're
one
in
sure
20,000
sounds
leagues under the
very
sea.
big.
Yes.
Wasn't that worth
Actually,
seeing, ladies and
it's a
gentlemen?
full-size octopus on a giant hand. That's what they don't tell you.
Okay. So with
That
that
is a
out of the
great
way,
way to
wasn't that
start
worth
the
the thing we're waking up for? Wasn't see,
Very
see, you're like
nice.
10
That is
o'clock
worth
in the
waking up
morning.
for, yes.
You've got
Very
this
sweet.
Amazing.
baby octopus. Oh,
Okay.
so we have. Oh, I'm going to roll the die now. I'm going to roll the die, and the die comes up a number 4. Somebody has 4. Vicki,
I do.
have number 4. So do you want to go first, second, or third?
First.
Ooh, Vicki, brave Vicki. I'm
Brave
gonna roll
Vicki.
again. And this time the die comes up number 2. So Ron, would you rather go second or third?
A second is good.
I wonder where I should go then. Where do you think I should go?
It's a hard guess. Yes.
Let me see. First, second. I think I'll go third. Okay.
So here's the deal, though, Vicki. That means you get the first question, which tends to be from like a very long time ago,
Okay.
and it is. This was September 3rd of the wonderful year 301.
Wow. Is
Yeah.
that AC or BC?
Does it matter?
AD or
AD.
BC?
AD.
Here we go.
Oh, Lord.
Founded today is the Republic of San Marino, a 25 square mile independent country next door to Italy. Which of these is false about San Marino?
Okay.
A, the UN has listed it as, quote, the least visited country in Europe. B, it was neutral during World War II. C, in 2020, San Marino had the lowest death rate from COVID per capita of any country in the world. Or D, Abraham Lincoln was made an honorary citizen.
Oh.
Wow.
One of those is false.
Only one of those was false.
All right. What was the one about World War II?
Is it true or false that San Marino was neutral during World War II?
I'm gonna say that's false.
So I'm going to say that is not the correct one.
Just a guess.
Don't have my instrument, but I do have my magic bell.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good.
cool. I like the
I like
bell.
that. Yeah.
I like the bell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, make the bell the new thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
okay, I will. The bell is a new thing. But the old thing is that it's not the right answer. So sorry,
Oh.
Vicki, I've got to roll the die again.
It's all right.
Okay.
It was a guess.
It was
It was a good guess. And hello, can I roll again? Thank you very much. Oh, Ron, 4.
Okay.
It's
Can
a-
you say them again? The
Yes,
question.
So here's the deal. Which of these is false about the country of San Marino? A, the UN has listed it as, quote, the least visited country in Europe.
Oh.
C, in 2020, San Marino had the lowest death rate from COVID per capita of any country in the world.
That's because nobody visited.
Right, exactly. The
Or,
scientists should look into that, you know?
Yes.
or D, Abraham Lincoln was made an honorary citizen.
I think it's the first one you said.
The UN, so you're saying it's false that the UN has it listed as, quote, the least visited country in Europe.
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer. Good bell.
Well, the goddess of wrong answers is visiting you because you're correct. Leslie, you can put
Oh my
points
God.
on
What was the one that you guessed, Ron? I
Oh my
missed it.
goodness. That's
you guessed A. But
Oh, okay. I want to know the per capita population.
that's not part of the question.
No, but it's part of I want to know.
Oh,
Yeah.
David.
Discerning minds want to know.
I know.
Did you tell them about the platypus, the
What?
beaver?
Oh no,
Do
we
you
have,
have a picture of a platypus crawling on someone's hand also?
no, we have at our house outside. Apparently, I spotted a beaver, and she was really cute. And then I saw an actual animal walking by. But ow, 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 ow. No, but Joyce wouldn't believe me. She's because I'm looking. What the hell? I see this shape around dusk moving down the back of the backyard. And so it's a stray cat. I'm like, it didn't look like a cat to me. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like a muskrat. It wasn't a raccoon. So I'm thinking, what on earth is it? And then we're out there with, people were trying to get to tend our lawn because we have to hire a gardener and a landscaper. And while we're there, this creature starts moving back there. And Joyce says, oh my God, we have a beaver. And I was like, yes, you were born with it. And she says, no, we have an actual animal beaver there. And so apparently somewhere we've got a beaver.
okay. That's
So Leslie,
wonderful.
now do you want to go for 2 points?
And a dam to go with it, or just
Oh, yes, indeed.
okay? I'm supposed to guess, right? It's my turn. I
Yeah.
didn't know if we were finished with the beaver jokes. Okay. So my choices are the least COVID or Abraham Lincoln.
One of those is false.
Since it was not the least visited, according to, I'm going to say that it's false that Abraham, it's probably Abraham Lincoln is true is the problem. Because, San Marino's been around a long time. They would have known who he was. I'm going to say they had Abraham Lincoln, D.
Abraham?
No, wait. I'm doing it wrong again. I'm doing it wrong again. C is false.
So you're saying C, that it is not
Yeah.
true that it had the lowest death rate of COVID per capita blah, 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 in 2020. Finally,
Well, you wouldn't tell me the per capita rate, so I don't know, but go ahead.
I don't even know what per capita means. But it's shouldn't I say per person or something, or per whatever?
Per capita means per head, by head. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Latin for head.
Wow,
Yes,
yeah.
by head. It's a head count.
Well, oh capita, my capita. Leslie Hoban Blake, you just got yourself 2 points!
Oh boy.
Excellent.
Okay.
Because not only is it false that in 2020, San Marino had the highest
Oh,
death rate
Whoa.
per capita
Really?
from COVID of any
Wow.
country in the world.
wow.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I was going to say I wanted to go there, but now I
Yeah.
don't.
Nice to go.
Yeah.
San Marino.
Ron, that is the gorgeous shirt. You know, did you paint it yourself?
Oh, yes, I tried to. It's very pretty. I got it, in South Africa when I was performing there
It's
in
quite lovely.
Johannesburg. Thank you. Very pretty colors.
Quite nice design.
Thank you.
I
Thank
just
you
looked
so
at his
much.
face on
Why
screen.
does your screen say Ranjay? Is that your East Indian name?
No, that's my artist name.
Oh,
That's what I
gotcha.
use
Okay.
when I paint. I've been painting my
Okay.
whole life.
You
So
didn't have room for that on my little rock. It just says Ron on my little rock,
Oh,
but that's
okay.
okay.
Well,
The
it
rock
wouldn't
is that
be
big.
tiny.
The rock is literally that big. So I showed it before. I'm not going to show it again.
So our next question, though, goes to Ronald. And Ronald, this is going to be my favorite question of the day.
Okay.
You've got a great long answer, but we'll get to that. So
Sure.
here's the deal. Okay, you ready for your question?
I'm ready.
Is it going
Yes.
to be three things?
No, this is not 3 clues in the news.
Oh,
No.
okay.
okay.
You're saving that one for me. Okay. All right.
Actually, I think I am. Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, sweet.
The year was 1777. Fought today in Delaware is the Battle of Cooch's Bridge. Apocryphally, the first time the Stars and Stripes was displayed in the Revolutionary War.
Or in a cooch. Yes, go ahead.
Wow. Really?
Speaking of cooches, which of these is false about vaginas?
Oh, Lord.
A. Yeah.
Excuse me, what?
Yes, which of the
The way his mind
You went
works,
from
it
Delaware to where?
spirals.
Yes,
It spirals.
well, it kind of does if you think. All right, here we go. Which of these is false about vaginas? A. Not only does the vajayjay have a G spot, it has an A spot that sits further back in the cervix. B. A clitoris has roughly twice as many nerve endings as a penis. C. In 2014, science fiction writer Connie Willis published a book of short stories, including one called The Portal, about a 60-year-old woman whose vagina would bleed every time a serial killer stabbed a new victim.
Oh,
I was smiling because I thought something lovely was going to happen to this
I
poor old lady.
swear,
And
oh my
that's not what
goodness.
happened. All right.
That's a real serious one. Okay.
Or D. In 1946, Walt Disney produced an animated short film called The Story of Menstruation. One of these is false.
Well, I'd have to guess, but I would have to say it's D. I can't imagine Walt Disney doing that, but maybe he did, but I can't imagine that.
So D is false. That is not true or non-true item about vagina. Is that your final
There you
answer?
go. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Ron, no offense, but you're such a pussy. That is not the correct answer.
Okay, he did.
You can find it on YouTube.
I don't believe that Walt Disney admitted to the existence of a vagina even before he was frozen.
You know what? It's parts of it are pretty. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but parts of it are like, oh, and other parts just like this was really progressive for 1946.
I would say so.
It's
Yeah.
very in a cool. You'll be shocked in kind of a good way at the way
Especially in the
It was
40s.
something that actually would help little girls.
It was a health film,
Oh,
animated, produced by Disney Studios, called
wow.
The Story of Menstruation.
40s.
Yeah.
but we got our sex talk from the nuns. So
Dear
you can
God.
imagine that.
Oh, dear God. Did they
Well-
tell you it didn't exist? It never happened? It was the
No,
blood
no,
of Christ.
we tried to be clinical.
Uh-huh.
It
Well,
wasn't
did you-
the
did
blood
you-
of Christ or something?
Actually, if you think about it, the Disney company then put out another film about sex toys, if you all remember Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. But anyway,
Oh,
all right, let's get back to the question.
okay.
I-
Now that one I would have gotten, yes.
Ah, okay.
I rolled the die. It came up number 1. I rolled the die again. It comes up number 3. I rolled the die again. It comes up Leslie. Number
Ah,
Now, Leslie.
Okay.
okay. So we're done with Walt Disney. He's not here anymore. So we have the G and the A. I know about the G. I found my G. I don't know anything about the A.
Good to know, Leslie.
Maybe I do, and I just didn't know that's what it was because I didn't know it had a name.
Okay.
I believe I think B is true. And tell me what C was again, the one with the
Yeah.
Oh, about the killer.
Oh, the
Oh,
killer.
the nun. Oh, the killer nun. Oh, yes, the nun, the
Really?
vagina that was in sync with the killer. Unbelievable. I'm going to go with false. I'm going to go with A. I'm gonna go with A.
You're going to say it is not true that
Yeah.
not only does the vajayjay have a G spot, it has an A spot. You're saying that is not true.
Well, now you're gonna tell me there's a V and a J spot too, you know, while you're at it.
Whole
Yeah,
alphabet, yes.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. You know what it is? No man has ever been big enough to find it. That's the problem.
It's in Delaware.
It doesn't have to pay taxes.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'd love to give you an A for your answer. No, that's an F. I'm afraid that is not the correct answer. Apparently, who knew?
Something else that men can't
Who
find.
knew?
Something else that men can't find. Okay, all right, you know.
Vicki.
All right, I'm going to say that the clitoris has more than double the sensitivity of a penis. So I'm going to say that's false.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, I hate to be insensitive, but I have stumped the panel.
Oh, it's the
wow.
horrible.
Yeah, I made that up.
It
Honey Miller.
sounded so horrible.
Sounded
It's a
horrible.
horrible
I thought,
story.
well, it could be true.
Guys, there's more. This is why this is my favorite of the thing. So Connie Willis, I know she lived in Colorado where we lived. I knew her. We'd see her at Starbucks all the time. Short story writer. She never wrote that. I made that stuff up. However,
She writes science fiction.
yeah, she does write science fiction.
Mystery kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh.
There is a book written in 2015, published in 2015, called The Haunted Vagina
Oh,
by Carlton Mellick III. This is the description from Amazon.
Oh my God.
Steve is
Oh,
madly
Lord.
in love with his eccentric girlfriend, Stacy. Unfortunately, their sex life is suffering because Steve hears odd noises coming from Stacy's from Stacy's pubic region.
Oh,
This is on Amazon. I'm telling you. She says her vagina is haunted, but she doesn't think it's a big deal.
you can't even read it. How
Is he
bad.
coming by us again? Tell him to get away.
When a living corpse climbs out of her during an awkward night of sex,
It's getting worse and worse. Yes.
Wow.
Stacy learns that her vagina is actually a doorway to another
oh
world.
come on.
Absolutely. That's
Frick
the
off.
bestseller for sure. Yeah.
And you didn't use that as an example?
I'm,
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm,
It sounds
Made
like
up
a South
something when
Park
you had
cartoon.
that.
It actually sounds like a South Park cartoon.
this is an actual book. I'm going to find this on Amazon.
So that's the new
No,
film
I
that
don't want you
Disney's
to know.
making.
I
Huh?
mean, it's bad.
Okay.
I would have thought that Philip K. Dick wrote the one about the vagina
It's
bleeding
pretty-
with the
pretty-
with the cereal.
pretty crazy.
I'm going to share this with
Oh,
you
there's
just
gotta
to
be-
prove
that
that this is something that I could not make up. Here we go. Here we go.
I believe you made it up. Yes.
No one can believe I. As they say, truth is stranger. Here we go. Here's Amazon. Oh, that's not, I'm sorry. I shared the wrong thing. I shared the.
Okay.
That's all right, 75 songs.
Where is it? Where's my?
Well, we believe you, Dave.
Be
We
careful
believe
what you share.
I know.
Yes, that's
Oh, there
right.
it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here
Okay.
it is.
Oh
The
my
haunted
goodness.
Oh my
vagina.
God.
Okay.
Look at that.
Well, there
She
you
looks a
go.
little haunted. She doesn't.
They'll put
she doesn't
anything
look-
out there. That's right. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
as I said, when a living corpse
Self-publishing.
climbs out of her,
She persuades Steve to climb inside of her to
Uh.
explore this strange new place. But
But
once
once
inside,
inside-
Steve finds it difficult to
Oh
return,
Lord.
especially when he meets an oddly attractive woman. I don't believe this.
who lives in the lonely, haunted world between Stacy's legs.
Oh.
Lord.
Oh, come on.
There's got to
Matt
be
and
more
Trey
here
wrote
that
this.
meets
Come
the
on,
eye.
it's not.
Wait, it
And
is a
that's the
strange and surprisingly touching love story. Come on.
That's right. It's a love story.
Deliberately asinine, but with subtle humor. This is real. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not, believe it or not, this is not even the best part. The
I
best
think it's
part is Amazon, of course, recommends books that if you like this book, you might like this. So if you like The Haunted Vagina,
oh, Lord.
you're probably going to want to read, or frequently bought together. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Ask goblins.
Not just that.
Oh my God.
Oh, it just gets worse and worse. Oh, that's terrible.
Ask Goblins of Auschwitz by
Oh,
Cameron Pierce.
It was
That
seen
is
on Comedy Central.
Python meets Nazi exploitation.
terrible. Simply
Yes.
terrible.
In a land where black snow falls in the shape of swastikas, you
Oh,
know you're off
oh.
to something quite extraordinary. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, I tell you.
Well, I've had my laugh for the day. I'm going to leave now for God forbid there's
Yeah.
more.
It won't get better than that. There's no
You
question
sure?
on the Today
more?
Yesterday quiz to
Okay.
match Ask Goblins of Auschwitz. No, I'm
No,
There
that's-
probably will be a better
that's
one. though.
That's really got to be it.
It's
That could
gotta
be your trick or treat gift,
That's
right?
pretty-
Wait,
Anyone who comes to the door.
I'm making my bags
Right. Oh, what day? Sorry.
Saturday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a question now for
Leslie.
Leslie. Now, Leslie, you're already on the board with 2 points.
Yes,
If you get
I
this
have 2
right,
points.
you will have 4 points. So, are you ready? Here we go. But guess what, Leslie?
It's the one I don't like.
Yeah, so one you don't like. There's 3 clues in the news, which means I'm going to read 3 words that are not
Wow.
connected to each other, but they are individually connected to the word that you're looking for, related to something that happened in the news.
Do you
Okay.
really have a carton of 184 potatoes?
184. We have many.
How many? How many do you have?
In my parents' house, we have boxes of about 450.
Oh, okay. I can't even compute that high. I was thinking that was too. Okay.
No, it really.
All right.
What made you say 184?
I don't know. It was the number that came to mind.
I mean, actually, what's really lovely is the place that I used to work. They've got about 70 of them still positioned to remember me by all around the office. I'm very.
That's in the school. The school did that.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're away from the actual. It's the technical department of the school.
And they're going to start putting faces on them, making
Well, these are-
potatoes.
They have faces.
Plush potatoes. They look like this. Hold on.
Oh, that's right. They have. Oh my goodness.
They're
All of
like
those?
this.
You had to
potato.
ask. You had to
Wow,
go and make him do that.
that's right. Well, little did I know. Of
Oh.
course.
There
Yes,
he
there
is.
we go.
Oh.
Yes,
Isn't he
He's
adorable?
wearing white after she's
Wow.
wearing white after.
After Labor Day. Well, no,
Labor Day.
before Labor Day.
Labor Day
Yeah.
isn't here yet, so.
So you can still wear white sneakers. It's true.
It's
And
the
white.
grand finish. That
So
is
there's
the
184 of those.
No,
And with
400
this,
and
like-
something. He has 400.
400.
something.
Now that I can't buy them anymore because we have to save our money to buy furniture and stuff, they're all over eBay now. Now so everybody's selling these potatoes for a ridiculous price because I made them rare. Because I bought.
What they did was they went, Dave's got to buy these now. Dave's got to get new ones.
That's
Quick, put
right.
them up.
Yeah.
There's a whole network that knows
Raise
about
the
you.
price.
David.
So here's the deal, Leslie.
I'm just trying to do
You're
anything to
delaying
keep
the
this
question.
question from being asked,
But I have a question for you, Leslie. 3 clues in the news. Remember, connected to a word connected
Right.
to the word, or your 3 clues are
Just give me the word. Go ahead, do that.
girls, Greek, line.
Well, I got one word stuck in my head, so I'm going to go with it. It works with 2 of them. Dancing. Dancing.
That's a pretty good. Is that your final answer?
Well, it works with 2 out of 3. It might even work with Greek. I'm not sure.
But it's dancing. All right.
Dancing. Yeah, dancing.
I gotta say that is a terrific answer. It's not the correct answer, so I can't go with that.
But if it works, then I get to have a half a point. No.
Half a point.
Sorry, Dr. Sue. Sorry,
One
Dr.
out of
Sue.
2 points, yeah.
So great guess, Leslie, but it is not the correct guess. We're gonna roll the die again, and it comes up. It came up a 6 again. That's not right. Came up a 1. Let's bring that again. Came up a 6 again. We're gonna roll again. Come on. Hello.
It wants me to get it right.
Well, it wants Ronald maybe to get it right.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Girls.
I'm completely stumped, but I'll say the word fruit.
Fruit. Fruit.
Say it again.
I have no idea where it came
The
from.
words are girls,
Girls,
Uh-huh.
Greek,
Greek.
line,
Mm.
and Ronald's answer
That's
is fruit.
hard. That's a hard one.
Yes.
Well, it's Monty Python's Flying Citrus. That is not, I'm afraid, the correct answer to
Well, I was close.
close.
No,
Kick yourselves about this one, but
not at all. Okay, line, Greek girls. Okay, geez. Girls, I'm thinking girls' night out. Greek restaurant, Greek
When you're
sorority, girl sorority, college, girls drinking out, girls
Dancing with fruit. Yes.
dancing with fruit.
that's most broadly.
Greek.
Yeah.
Greek chicken, girls, chicken girls, chicken line, Greek, Greek island, girl island, island line, Greek.
Oh my Lord.
Now you see how I ended up with fruit. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're way overthinking it.
Oh, okay, we're overthinking it. Linemen, Greek men,
Simple.
girl men, girls men, linemen, line dancing, line standing online. Greek spread, Greek
Greek spread.
yogurt, girl
It's not gonna
yogurt,
show.
line yogurt, Greek.
There's the man who comes up with the JJ.
Yeah. So we're overthinking it. Overthinking it. Girls.
Could be overthinking.
Girls clothes. Girls. I have a girl. I have a girl.
Good
I've
start.
dated Greek people. I've stood online.
The answer is Vicki.
Okay, well, there you go. You got it.
Greek.
Boy, it's
Oh
a
my
tough one.
goodness.
It must
It's
be
a tough
so
one.
simple.
We need
I know it's probably really simple.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think what was in the news. Gorbachev died. Biden came on and talked about, fighting against terrorism
And also MAGA people.
That's right.
who died? I'm thinking who died? I don't know.
Line.
Greek.
Mm.
All right. I'm just gonna, I don't know. It's so bad. I have no idea. Lineman. I'm just gonna say man because it's
Man.
wrong.
Final answer.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do it.
Here's a hint. We got man, oh man, that is not the correct
Okay.
answer, by the way, but Joyce has a hint.
La 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 la.
I don't think that helps, but
That doesn't help at all.
No.
Everybody sing.
Hysteria?
La, 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 la. You sing now too. Everybody sing together.
the fact that you are all theater.
Chorus.
Yeah.
It's a chorus.
Oh,
Chorus line.
Greek chorus. Oh.
Chorus girls.
Chorus
Wow.
girls, Greek chorus.
line.
And of course,
yes.
a chorus line.
Yes.
When she said sorority, I thought she was onto something, you know.
No, and
Chorus.
also, why, unfortunately, of course.
Bobby Lepone died, who was a lovely
Yes.
man. Just a
Beautiful
darling
person.
person.
Yeah.
So, and Patty's brother. So, yeah,
Mhm.
he passed
Yeah, but
away.
a person in his own right, it's so sad that they all start with Patty Lepone's brother dies, screw
Mm.
that.
Yeah, no,
he had
he's on Broadway. He was a
Fantastic
really good
career
actor.
of his own in a different
Oh.
way.
One of the best obituaries I ever read in the New York Times, I believe, was of a man whose sister, I think, was known for sewing ballet slippers. She was known. 90% of the obit was about
Was
his
about
sister.
her.
Wow.
Like, what did this guy do? Nothing.
Nothing. That's the problem. He did nothing, so they went and found something they could write about. Come on.
He bought the
that's what we
ballet
do.
slippers. Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyway, everything is beautiful at the ballet. That's from some Broadway show. I don't remember which. But ladies and
Some
gentlemen,
Broadway show, yeah.
we're into round 2 of our Today, Yesterday quiz
This
featuring.
is our final round.
Yes, this particular
Yes.
time. Until I have a little more time in my week, we're
And
only.
Leslie's winning. Come on,
Yes, in
Leslie.
that case, with my 2 points, I'm winning, right?
Yes, you are.
Leslie is on top with 2 points, but everything can change as we move into round 2, which starts with Vicki Quade getting this question.
Okay.
The year was 1812.
Oh, Jesus.
The Hall and Gamble Company opened the world's first cannery, which supplies food to the Royal Navy. Speaking of canneries, make me think of Cannery Row. So, which of these is false about John Steinbeck?
Oh, okay.
A, he hated yellow pencils and wrote only with black ones. B, half of the first draft of Mice and Men was lost when Steinbeck's dog ate it.
Wow.
C, Steinbeck wrote an unfinished novel about King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Or D, Steinbeck's Travels with Charlie is one of only 3 books officially recommended by the ASPCA.
Oh. God, why would they only recommend 3 books? That doesn't make any sense. It's been wonderful. Lassie, they don't recommend Lassie or Old Yeller or.
Old Yeller gets shot!
Well.
I think it's because nothing bad happens to him.
Oh, maybe that might be true, but that seems wrong. The dog ate half the book. Actually, could have happened, I suppose. Unpublished novel about King Arthur. What was the first one? Oh,
first one was he hated yellow pencils.
Oh, he hated yellow pencils.
Only with black ones.
It sounds like you made that up. I'm going to say that's the one.
So you're saying it is not true that John Steinbeck hated yellow pencils and wrote only with black ones. Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
That's false, David.
Another
right. Which one is false? All right.
Another guess.
Well, alas, Vicki, you are very easily led into the wrong pencil answer. It was,
Right.
he had a thing. He found yellow pencils distracting, and he had certain rounded pencils that he wanted to. Leslie, you're not going to do that?
I know, sir. I know really ridiculous things like that. Yeah.
Well, you may have a chance to steal this question. Let me see.
I hope.
You do? You just rolled a 6.
Oh boy, okay.
So Leslie,
Yes.
Okay.
it's on you.
I know the film of Travels with Charlie. It's actually Oh no, I'm confused of the Travels with My Aunt and Travels with Charlie. 2 different books. One is not by Steinbeck. Never mind. I'm doing my Rosanna Dana. Never mind. Okay, so knowing that he wrote about, he had a naturalistic bent, I doubt that he would have written about King Arthur. So I'm going to say that he was not writing a book about King Arthur at the time that he died. I'm going to say that's false. C is false.
B is false. Is that your
C is false. King Arthur.
Final answer?
Yeah, by process of delimitation.
Well, Leslie, Hoban Blake, I'm afraid you're not having a very good night. Because it's true that he has. I think eventually they did publish it, or they published the what was extant of it. So
okay.
he was writing a book about the Knights of the Round Table. Right. Ronald Rand, you can.
Well, I think I'm going to go with the dog eating his book. A B
is false.
Is false. And
well. Yum, yum, woof. Yeah, I'm afraid that's true. Steinbeck
he ate his book.
Right, half of because his dog ate the original manuscript.
Oh.
Yeah, she wrote to, like in his journal, it's like a terrible tragedy. I lost half the book. Thanks to my dog. Maybe it was a critic.
He went on a road trip with Charlie. I remember this now. I remember that Charlie was his dog, and he went on a road trip with Charlie.
He did. But the SPCA has never, as far as I know, recommended or has no list of books or anything like that. Although Steinbeck's son did say that Travels with Charlie is tremendously exaggerated, and that Steinbeck would go to these little places, sit there and write and make up all these incredible adventures, when really they just go back in the car and drive. So,
and his dog would eat the books. Okay.
There you go. And then he read the pages to his dog, right? That's the way that went.
Wow.
So, no points there. Leslie Hoban Blake still on top with 2 points in the game. Ronald?
And looking at this, you've given us 2 correct D's.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the second one that was correct?
I think we went with a
Oh, C,
four
okay,
Cs.
it's the C, I got it, all right, just checking.
But that will not help Ronald on this one because guess what, Ron?
What?
Oh.
Your
good grief.
question is 3 clues in the news.
Oh,
Three
my
more
favorite.
clues in the
3 more
news.
clues in the news.
Okay.
These are 3 words not connected to each other, but each
Uh-huh.
word is connected to the word you're looking for, and that word has to do with something that happened in the
no.
news this week. You ready?
Oh, no.
Wow.
These are-
Okay.
Oh no! All right, here we go. You ready?
Ready.
3 clues are coal, torn, shower.
What was the first one?
The first one was coal, C-A-L-L,
Call.
torn, shower. Well, I think Vicki has this one, so.
You're either you get it or you
Yeah.
don't. It's so hit.
Yes, that's right.
It's like you either instantly get it or
Right.
you're like, say it again slowly.
One more time. The 3 clues are
Oh,
coal, torn, shower.
Ugh,
Ugh.
that's a hard one.
That's what she said.
That's in honor of David Shooter, who's not here, right?
oh, shower.
Oh, Mr. Peabody. Yeah.
Rip. Rip. Shower. Rip. Cord. Cord.
Is that your
Yes.
final answer?
Cord.
Oh, I'm afraid you played the wrong chord there. That is not the correct answer. Very sorry, but not sorry for the person who may get to steal this question. Let's
Okay.
try. Here we go. Vicki, I came up
Curtain,
with a deuce.
Curtain.
Is that
Curtain.
your final answer?
curtain.
You seem pretty certain that it's curtain.
Oh,
It is, in fact, curtain. It is, of course, curtain call, torn curtain, and shower curtain.
And
what
because of Gorbachev.
Gorbachev, who was there when the Iron Curtain was
Ah.
removed.
Oh.
So
you got it.
Foggy with
Very
2
good.
points. Yeah. Tying the game.
Oh my God, that's right.
Leslie with 2 points each. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So
Leslie, you can do this.
this is huge because
You're
if
so
you're
sweet.
rooting for
Passing it along, she's had it for 3 seconds and she's like, no, you go ahead and
You
take it.
got it.
That's very kind of you.
well, here's the deal. Leslie, if you get this right, you
yeah,
win the
right.
game. Because I think
Right.
Ronald, you won last time we were.
I did. I
Yes.
did.
He
Yes.
did. Fair and square.
I was
He
very
did.
lucky.
You could actually, this could still wind up as a 3-way tie going to the tiebreaker, depending on how this question goes. So, Leslie, are you ready for your question? Here we go.
Ready.
It's 3. No, it's not. It is a regular question, a multiple choice. The year was 1953. Resigning today from the French cabinet in a protest against colonialism is president-to-be François Mitterrand. Which of these is false about Frankie the Mid? A. While he was in a German POW camp, Mitterrand became a devout Catholic and remained so till the end of his life. B. He sparred with President Reagan over which scientist discovered HIV. C. On his deathbed, one of his meals was controversial because he ate a roasted endangered species. Or D. After his death, Mitterrand's family sued his doctor for breaking the confidentiality of his medical condition. One of these, only one of these, is false.
Wow.
So what was he before he was a Catholic? Was he Jewish?
This is not in the question. This is not in the
All right, you bring these things up and I need to know, discerning minds wish to know. Okay. I have no idea. I don't know enough about Mitterrand. I know who he was. I remember hearing the name. I'm going to say that it's the HIV one because I know that there was something about HIV and the French. I know that Rock Hudson went to France for treatment, which means that they had a better treatment there than they had here. Or they had treatment at all there than they had here at that point in time. So wait, it's what's false. I'm sorry, never mind. take that back. Rewind.
Okay.
Gonna do my Charlie and the
Rewind,
Chocolate
rewind.
Factory.
Yeah.
I'm rewinding. Yes. Okay. I didn't say that. I'm gonna say that he did not eat an endangered species.
Ooh,
Is that your
that's,
final answer, though?
Yeah, he ate a little teeny tiny octopus. It was.
Oh,
oh, no bad.
oh,
That's
oh my
scary.
God, hun. Don't forget also what I'm supposed to do on this episode of the show.
What?
The bag. In the room that we bought at the mom's.
What do you, is it a gift bag for us?
This
Are
is
you giving us
scary.
gifts?
What's going on?
What we're talking about?
The haunted room.
Haunted something.
Everybody
goodness.
talk about David while he's gone.
Yeah, please, let's talk about Dave while he's
What's
gone.
the name of the ass something or the
Oh.
ass goblins?
He's back.
It's on the shelf in the room off the thing.
If I
Oh.
can get a whole bunch of ass goblin books, that'll be my trick or treat gift this year.
Oh, God, that's scary.
Trick or treat! Oh wait, I got something for you.
So I actually your answer was the endangered species one. Final answer.
Oh, that's your little, okay. Yes,
Okay,
that's
we
fine,
got
that's fine.
something different.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Thank you, Leslie. I'm afraid your answer is endangered because it's not correct. It wasn't his last meal, but one of his very last meals on his deathbed, they roasted an ortolan, which is some kind of weird bird thing.
Yes.
Oh,
That was it. If you watch Gigi, she eats an ortolan. They teach her how to eat an ortolan because it's nothing but bones.
Right,
wow.
It's a tiny
Okay.
little bird that's more bone than it is meat.
right.
Up
But the
there-
bones
know.
are so soft you can eat
Endangered.
them.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's like
want to
a
have one.
hummingbird kind of thing.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you could
They're
just
endangered.
well, so he shouldn't have eaten it, but he did. But anyway, what this means is we have a steal opportunity. If Vicki gets this question correct, she will win. If Ronald gets it correct, we will have a three-way tie going into the tiebreaker.
Wow.
So that's the
Either
norm.
way, I'm fine with it. Either way, go ahead.
Okay.
I rolled a 3. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 6. I rolled another 6. Jesus Christ. I rolled a 4. Ron.
Oh, okay. What is it again?
No,
Please.
A 4? A 4?
4. Wait, 4. Or maybe 4.
I'm 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vicki. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ronald.
that's okay.
Vicki.
That's okay.
It's Vicki.
4. You're number 4.
I'm thinking it has to be either 1 or 4. So what was 1 is the Catholic, that he remained a Catholic the rest of his life. And the 4th one was,
The 4th one was after his death, Mitterrand's family sued his doctor for breaking the confidentiality of his medical condition.
or in World War II, he became a Catholic.
Was right.
Possible.
Yeah, what? Yeah, what? What was the thing? Well, it was
POW camp.
Oh, Mitterrand.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Let me just see who's calling. Okay.
Put them on the show. Why not? Hello.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Well, it's Vicki's question. So,
It's okay. So Mitterrand in World War II in a POW camp.
right. He became a devout Catholic and remained so till the end of his life.
Well, I want to think that's true. I'm going to say it's false.
So, is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, POW camp. Pow! Right in the kisser. That is the correct answer. Vicki,
Oh,
you have
wow.
got the answer correct, and you've won the today quiz. Because here's the true story. Here's what actually happened. Mitterrand was raised a devout Catholic, but after seeing the concentration camps at the end of the war, he turned agnostic. So he toured.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes
Wow.
more sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Went the
okay.
other direction.
And
Okay.
by the way, the other one was true. Mitterrand's cancer was concealed for years. His doctor ended up writing a book about it after he died, and then and he said that Mitterrand faked his health reports for years and years and years.
Wow.
His
Gee, I
family-
wonder whether Trump got any ideas from him.
So here's the deal: we have Vicki coming up with the last.
Congratulations, Vicki.
Yes.
It's the first time I've won in a long time.
Well, mazel tov, Vicki. But we
I
still
have
have
my blank piece of paper ready.
yes, because it's time for our tiebreaker, even though it's not breaking any actual ties. We have one more question
Wow.
for all of you. So you know how this works. I'm going to read the question. You're going to write down the answer if you think you know it. If you don't,
Okay.
go to your website. And then I'll read the question again. I'll give a 3, 2, 1, and you'll hold your answers to the camera all at the same
Okay.
time. Any questions?
What's the question?
It's a good question.
On Thursday, author and activist Barbara Ehrenreich died of a stroke at age 81.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's true. A
I
strong.
did not. I liked her work a lot. I did
oh,
not know
really?
that.
Oh, I didn't know
Well, she
that.
was a strong feminist and socialist. Ehrenreich is best known for her 2001 memoir telling of the 3 months during which she attempted to live on minimum wage.
Oh, I know this.
What was the name of that award-winning book?
Oh, oh. Mhm.
I remember the story. I don't remember the name of the book.
Yeah, I don't remember the title, and the title was a winning. You know, the title was award winning too. I can't think
like
of
an
it.
expression, like a common expression for
I know.
when you got no money. You're trying to
Let's see if I can
live.
come up with it, because you're all a little stumped, and let's see if we can do a clue where somebody. Well, I mean the game's over, right? But maybe.
Well, just, I mean, she worked as a maid and she didn't have money, and then she had a lot of pain, so she couldn't afford her medicine. So she did drugstore pain relief, and she talked about the bad food she ate, the processed food.
Yeah, that's the book.
Sounds like half of America or more.
Oh,
So,
Yeah,
you know,
answer that makes some sense.
Well, or coin it.
Oh, come on.
down to my last dime or
Penny,
something.
or
I don't
something like
remember.
that. Yeah, it's got to be something like that. The last dime, or my last dime, or
I think if you have depression era slogans, it was a depression. Probably
Was it really?
depression.
Oh. I'm going to use
oh.
that, and I'm going to write something. Okay.
About I think it was from the Great Depression, or at least my grandmother.
Probably not this, but I wrote something. Okay, go ahead.
Well, they have to write something too,
she's
Leslie.
probably thinking of the.
Right.
I am. I'm thinking of that, and it's wrong. Okay, never mind.
Leslie,
That's what I wrote.
I can hear you when you do that.
She's close. But didn't Ron win?
Yeah, no, this is just for funsies.
Okay,
This is
okay.
just
Yeah, just for fun.
Ron didn't win. Vicky won.
Vicki
Oh,
won.
Vicky won. Sorry.
Vicky won. Yeah.
Ron won last week.
Not taking away your crown, Ron, from last
Oh,
week.
we'll pass it over. Yes, I'll get it back.
For everybody, free COVID boosters for
There's
everybody.
Vicky's crown. Well, no, it should actually be this way.
You look like you look like an old Jewish patriarch with that, or a Greek Orthodox patriarch.
Thank you. I look like an
With that
old.
like
I do.
that, yeah.
I do actually.
There
Well,
you go.
Thanks for
Ready
the
the
old
circus.
part, Vicky.
Old timey.
Hello, Leslie. Thank you so much. It's really not old. Thank you.
You see my son's white beard. Let's not talk about this. I don't want to go
Have
there.
you seen my pubes? My God, it's a jungle now. Okay, so I'm going to read the question. Have you all written something?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, right.
I'm going to read the question again. I'm going to give a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then you're going to hold up whatever you got, whether it's nunsforfun.com or maybe soulofamericanactor.com, whatever it is, or the actual answer that you think it is. Here's the question. On this Thursday, author and activist Barbara Ehrenreich died of a stroke at the age of 81. A strong feminist and socialist, Ehrenreich is best known for her 2001 memoir telling of the 3 months during she attempted to live on minimum wage. What was the name of that award-winning book? 3, 2, 1. Can you spare a dime? Getting by on a dime. Close Encounters of the Chicago Time.
So what currency comes before a dime, between a dime?
Penny,
Nickel.
Nickel and dime.
Nickel and dime was the
Nickel and dime.
Oh,
Nickel
that's
and
right.
dime.
Not Getting By in America was the full title. Nickel and dime.
Oh,
Nickel
Nickel and dime.
was part of it. Nickel
Wow.
and
Now, am I correct? She was Indian. She was Native American, right?
Barbara Ehrenreich? I thought she was a Yid.
No, there is someone with a name like that who is written and is a feminist and is also Native American.
I don't think she.
Princess
Yeah.
Wawa Feather, I
No,
think
she
was her
was a
name.
journalist. I think she self-identified as a journalist. I don't think that was her.
It's okay. Keep talking. I'm going to look it up now that we're not on. Now that we're not on the
Oh,
on the
Speaking
air.
of my book,
Husband. Yeah.
I will be at the Printers Row Book Fair next weekend
Oh,
Where?
in
Where?
Chicago on Sunday
Yeah.
from 2 to 4 or something. They gave me some time slot in order to try to, sell my book. And
Will you be there to autograph when people buy it?
Yes.
So where is this? We're in Chicago.
In Chicago, at the Printers Row Book Fair. It's famous. Everyone knows where it's at.
Oh, all right.
It's in the neighborhood, that's called
Now, it's
Printers
funny
Row.
you should mention that because Ronald Rand, who won the game last time, he has a book too. And he's going to be signing his book in 3 weeks
Oh, how
at the
funny.
Drama Book Shop. Tell one more time. Tell everyone.
On September 19th at 5:30 at the Drama Book Shop. But you do have to go online to the Drama Book Shop and make a reservation, RSVP,
Okay. So
Yeah.
you'll be there to sign your book.
and to read from the book too. Yeah.
And to read from the book.
And I'll have Anita Hollander and hopefully Stephen Lang. And so we'll be talking about their experiences being a solo performer as well as mine. So
Wow.
that'll be great.
Now, Leslie, you may not have a book, but you have a show that you do with Charlie Gross called
Yes,
Two on the Aisle.
on the island. We did post 2 more reviews. We posted the Oresteia that was reviewed by Charles Wright and Charlie, and I can't think of the other one. But we haven't posted a new show yet. Those are just reviews
But all of that is still available on the YouTube channel Two
Yes.
on the Aisle.
on the island, right?
Look for Charlie.
And have I told you my plan about getting this new vaccine as soon as it's available, and then going back to
Yeah.
and going back to going back to any theater that will make me wear a mask.
Good.
I won't go to a theater that won't make me wear a mask. But you know that right now the Kite Runner and possibly other theaters have made their a Friday night mask night, and now they have a Wednesday matinee mask time. So it makes sense. And even if it's going to be that, I would take any night at the theater where they make you wear a mask. So
I just saw the new show at Art New York and they make you wear a mask. John.
most of Off-Broadway, because of the subscription audience being of an older generation, I think is protective of its audiences, and they're not worried about visitors coming, because visitors don't come to go Off-Broadway. Our population is not made up that way. So I think it's a very smart move, and I think I still think Broadway is being stupid. But I walk around now and nobody's wearing masks. It's making me crazy. I'm wearing a mask outside because those people are not. So there you are. Anyway,
so
sorry.
Have you booked the Kite Runner? Is there a show that you're already booked and going to?
Well, no, because we already reviewed the Kite Runners.
Oh,
I can't. I mean, if I wanted to buy a ticket, I could do that, but I don't particularly want to. That is.
Fair enough.
And my dear friend Perry Gaffney, I'm going to do a plug for someone else. My dear friend Perry Gaffney, who has reviewed on our channel as well. She reviewed Kite Runner. That's what made me think of it. She reviewed Kite Runner for us. Has been is in the new Robert O'Hara Raisin in the Sun at the Public.
Oh.
And she is playing the small role of Mrs. Johnson, but she's understudying Tanya Pinkin. So the day that Tanya is out, the day that she gets the call, I am buying a ticket and I will be in the front row.
That's right.
To see
And tell her, let's get her on the show. I would love to intro, because we've had Tanya.
She was at my birthday party.
A lot of people were at your birthday party. I appreciate being invited.
Okay.
I was talking. Was it Rob Bartlett or who? No, who's the?
No, I know who you're talking about. Yes, Peter
Bartlett. Right.
Peter Bartlett. I think that's
we sat at his table. He was lovely.
Did you
So
show them your treat?
okay. So before I let you go,
are you giving this to us?
since
Do we
I
each get one of these?
What's next?
I think
Then what do I care? Right? I mean, whatever.
because I put you through torture of like 3 clues in the news and all the mockery and lying jokes.
You already gave us the baby thingy. That was good. I mean,
Yeah,
What
we
is
got
it?
to
What
to
is
see
it?
the potato head. Yeah.
It's the painting of a vagina. No, what is it? It's
We
something-
bought this.
a ghost Nazi coming out of a.
Uh-oh, what is
it?
it?
Oh, dark
Done
chocolate
keto?
cricket. It's amaranth seeds. Very good. Did you eat any?
wow.
You've eaten these, Vicki?
Well, I have not eaten those.
Are you going to eat one on camera, David?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to eat a cricket on Jiminy Me. I'm going to try eating a cricket on. See, I'm making you watch this. Otherwise, I would chicken out. So, or just
You
have.
have to make it. You have to make it a GIF out of this, or a GIF, or whatever you call
We'll
it.
have to make a documentary out of it.
Yes, right.
I'm hoping so.
We are recording, so
I
we've
kind
got
of
this
don't want
already.
to actually.
Yeah, this is history in the making. Yes.
History in the making. Okay.
They make
Wow.
it.
You can't
Are
get the
these-
bag open.
These are fried, right? Are they just
Yeah, they're all
dehydrated?
fried. Yeah.
Are they fried?
Yes.
You know, and they're packed. Explain this. They're so dry
Yeah.
that they literally pack it with. So if you open your mouth to just kind of pour them into your
You're
face,
gonna get one of those little thingies, right?
pack
Right.
it with silica gel.
Oh,
Wow.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Why
Okay,
don't you,
before-
when you show, well,
So
if
is
you
the
would eat
cricket
that,
in
I'll
there?
pay you.
Well, yeah. So, now, look, imagine if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go, and like you're eating silica gel when you do it. Right, here we go.
now,
Okay.
Dave, before you eat it,
Yeah.
I'm going to take a screenshot
Woo!
so we have a picture, and I'll send it to you.
Oh,
So
they're
what-
dark chocolate covered crickets. You didn't say that.
They
Well,
look delicious.
It says
There,
right
it
there.
says dark chocolate and amaranth. Amaranth is delicious. So
You
that's
can put in dark chocolate on anything. It'll taste
Anything.
good.
I mean,
right,
I could take a
so
piece of
then
this
I
fruit
would
and put it in here. I mean, it's like, okay. It smells chocolatey.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Surprise.
It's a good
Here
start.
goes. Protein.
Tastes like he's eating chicken.
You're only gonna taste the chocolate. You won't taste
Everything
anything.
tastes like it's
Tastes like
chocolate chicken.
It's like a dark chocolate nugget. It happens to be a little crunchy.
Right. That's all.
yes, because it's
It's
yes,
chocolate.
it's a cricket. And
But
the
much
people
darker
eat crickets all over the world.
This is like one of those
Yeah.
cacao things. It's
Do you
like
have to refrigerate it after opening?
I think that it's it's like $6.
Oh, he'll finish that whole bag.
Oh
You're not
yeah.
gonna have to.
It's as good as dark chocolate covered ants and
I'll tell you something.
hornets. And you just
If this was
cover
milk
everything with dark
chocolate,
chocolate.
Yeah, I would be fine with it. But it's such dark chocolate.
I believe
Yeah,
dark
it's not-
chocolate goes better with cricket.
But it's not. I mean, that's fine.
Well,
Did
Did you hear what Joyce said? Joyce said she thinks dark chocolate goes better with cricket.
It does. Yeah, yeah. As opposed to fireflies, where strawberries go on those.
Yes.
So
Mosquitoes.
you
Oh,
you
Lord.
stick that in the strawberry and then you eat it like that.
Well,
The very
I once
fine
bit
art.
into a live ant. That was not nice.
wait, what?
Was
What?
it on a sandwich at a picnic or something?
No, it was worse than that. I was in college, and the machine, the soda machine, was the
Oh,
one that would drop a
oh.
cup, would drop
Oh.
a cup and drop
Right.
ice, and then it would drop the syrup.
And then it
did
would
all
drop an
that.
ant.
Ant.
It
Did
would
all
drop
that.
that with an ant, right?
And I have a habit of I would take the ice and crunch it, So I
Oh,
took a little sip in the ice and I was going,
Oh,
And with an ant.
and I spit out both parts of the ant. But a
Oh.
live ant is not nice.
Hey,
That's
by the
like
way.
biting into an apple, but only spitting out half of the worm, That's the other
Oh.
thing.
Right.
I
Try
know, I
a dark
know.
chocolate covered praying mantis.
What did you try it? Or well, I would. I don't know if
Then you'd pray.
I'd be praying. Yes. By the way, what insect does the pink panther eat?
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh.
Dead ants. Dead ants.
Oh yeah.
Dead ants. Dead ants.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Today Yesterday Trivia Quiz with my great friends Ronald Rand, Leslie Hoban Blake, and Vicki Quade. Hoping to see all of you again very soon in the Daverhood on Dave's Gone By. Congratulations on the books. Best of luck to all of you. I will see you
Thank
all
you.
real soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
Now,
Ciao,
everybody
ciao.
else will go away because we'll have more of Dave's Gone By on this Saturday, September 3rd, 2022. Bye, Ronald.
Bye-bye.
All right, Dave Lefkowitz here with my darling and adorable wife, Joyce.
Cricket. When I typed in cricket, they have a cricket ball in that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's the little cricket with the hat.
Oh, let me see.
He's a sleeping cricket.
Oh, he's so cute.
Mhm.
Now he's in my belly. Well, we have a bit more to do on this episode of Dave's Gone By. We have Greeley Crimes at All Times, and we have our Colorado Limerick and the Damned, and we have to tell you about our friends of the Daverhood. But I also wanted to talk to you. I wanted to share something.
What?
So even though we're no longer in Colorado,
Yeah.
we still, we don't even belong to our local synagogue there, even though we have great friends there, and even though they're wonderful, and we lived right near them. We're not joiners. I don't want to, have to be obligated to start being part of a shul or going to synagogue. Not to mention having to pay, the annual dues and all of this, and going on the high holidays. It was nice. They were always accepting.
You didn't even talk about the state fair.
We haven't gone to the state
That's
fair.
true.
Well, let me talk about this because this is wonderful.
Okay.
This came. This is so Jewish. So the I shouldn't even get Rabbi Saul Solomon to do this, but I'm going to do it. It's the temple still sends us by email their newsletter. They put out a newsletter every month. Just giving they want to tell everybody, this is when the high holy days are. Here's a message from the rabbi. This is this. Here's a joke or two. They've had, unfortunately, like a few months ago, they had training of just in case we have an anti-Semitic shooter situation, here's what you do. Yeah. They haven't, but all that sort of thing. But one of the things they did in their most recent newsletter was the president of the temple has a letter for everybody. Just to say, happy fall. The rabbi has her say, and the president of the temple has hers. Okay. And there's something so Jewish about the way this was written. It's so, you say I'm negative all the time. This is where this comes from. This is Jewishness at its essence. All right? From the newsletter of our old temple. Summer is certainly slipping by! Exclamation point. It's already the negative take on things. It's not like, we have another month of summer. Summer is certainly slipping by. I guess I'm not the only one rather happy to see this too hot summer on the wane. Second sentence, already negative. It's like, oh, what a hot, crashing summer. Am I the only one who wishes summer were over already? Okay. Second sentence. Third sentence, I was happy to see so many of us at the Fort Congregation meet and greet in Fort Collins. We also had a nice turnout and time at our own annual hot dog picnic.
Oh, nice.
I'm so sorry I missed I even wrote a song about the kosher hot dog picnic. That's horrible and disgusting. But no. It was like they had their hot dog picnic. A lot of people turned up. They're very happy. Once... So they have this special kosher hot dog picnic, right? Once the rain was over, we had a nice dinner. It's literally like Alan Sherman's letter from camp. It's like, once the rain was over at the picnic, we had a nice dinner. My only disappointment... every single sentence of this was like, it was nice, but... my only disappointment was... And honey, you're going to love this. My only disappointment was there was no cornhole tournament. Probably because of the rain. You've missed a picnic. You've missed a time when they had to cancel it or when they had to cancel the cornhole tournament. So hone your skills and see you next year. Our temple was rather casually invited, read rather last minute, to Ames Community College for the unveiling of the painted pianos. It appears, the writing of this is so true. It appears that's where one of our pianos wound up.
Okay.
Many of us made it to the 9 a.m. and also the 2 p.m. unveiling. The pianos were painted and are supposed to remain outside. Ames, the college, seems to actually believe they will be playable out there.
Really? Oh, no.
At any rate, they look lovely as art installations, one on the east side of the student commons and one on the west. And later on, further in the newsletter, they actually have pictures of the pianos. They're painted, they're very pretty. And then there's more. And then I don't know if it's the president still writing or someone else from the temple. But they say, although we have no say in what Ames does with a donation, we were surprised and shocked that Ames decided to paint their donations and leave them outside so that students can play them.
Okay.
They looked absolutely beautiful. I mean, no negativity there. It was obvious that the artists spent much time arranging their artwork and painting them with themes of Colorado, the Denver skyline, native wildflowers, and the Colorado state icon. They planned to cover the pianos with a tarp when it snows.
Okay.
But they obviously don't realize the pianos will be ruined by springtime. We do have these pictures as a memory.
This is so depressing.
Is there a more Jewish way to say, hey, we donated our college to a local community, our pianos to a local community college to end the summer. We had a picnic. If this were a Christian, if this were a church, they would be saying, we had this most lovely picnic and God sent us some rain for the flowers. And we were planning to play cornhole, but we all sat around and talked and ate instead. Oh, and by the way, we donated our pianos to a local community college. And oh, they painted such beautiful pictures on them. And not only are the pianos going to be at the college, they're going to be outside, where students can come and play them anytime they want. That would be a church.
Yeah.
That would be, even a Lutheran church would not be so flowery, but that's what they would. A synagogue would be like, we had a very nice picnic. The people showed, well, it was raining. If it hadn't rained, and it hadn't been such a miserable, ugly summer, so what a way, I'm glad we had this in the summer. It would have been nice. We couldn't play cornhole. It was raining, we wanted to play cornhole, had to cancel the cornhole. But we had some food, the food was pretty good. Oh, and we took pianos, well, we can't deal with them anymore. We said, you know what, we'll make a donation, we'll give them to the school. What is the school going to do with them? Oh, they're going to paint them, that's nice. They're going to paint them, make them an art project. Oh, and students are going to play them. Wait, what? They're leaving them outside for the students to play? What, are they crazy? Are they nuts? They think they're gonna they cover them with a top? You think that's gonna last for the winter time? Oh, goyim. But still, hey, we make a donation. We feel good about ourselves. And this is Christianity versus Judaism in a nutshell. This tells you everything you need to know. Oh, you okay, babe? You need some water? You good? Anyway, as you know, if you watch this program, which side I fall on, I'm Dave Lefkowitz. Program is Dave's Gone By. We do humor and talk and music every Saturday from 9 until noonish or thereabouts. Remember that the archives of this program are available. I still can't get over that letter. Are available at davesgoneby.com. DAVESGONEBY. davesgoneby.com. So if you want to hear the very first episode we ever did of this program from October of 2002, it's there. It was a radio show. We were on WGBB. At that point, it was Merrick, Long Island, before they even moved to West Babylon. So that's there. The 100th episode that we did a couple of years later, that's available. The 500th episode, the 700th episode. The 500th episode, we had our beloved guests. Christine Lavin made an appearance on that one, and Dr. Demento came back and made another appearance. And now, part of our Friends of the Daverhood, I forgot to mention, the Weird Al Yankovic movie is coming out. The movie about the Weird Al Yankovic story, and the Dr. Demento character is very, very prominent in the film. And he's being played by the guy from The Office. And we also saw him do Tom Paine, Answers to Nothing. I'm forgetting his name. But he plays Dr. Demento. And of course, Daniel Radcliffe, the Harry Potter guy, is playing Weird Al. I mean, it looks like he's doing it really, really well. I saw the trailers. So, oh my gosh. I'm telling you every week, Dr. Demento is still around. He's still doing new Dr. Demento shows, and there's going to be a whole new groundswell of fans and attention paid to Dr. D because the Weird Al Yankovic movie is going to be coming out. So, oh boy. Anyway, how did I get on that? Well, I was just telling you that Dr. Demento has been on the program, Christine Lavin has been on the program, Judy Collins has been on the show, George Clinton has been on the program, Dick Cavett, the late Charles Grodin, the late Carol Channing and Charlotte Ray, and the very much alive Hal Linden, whom we're hoping to get back on the show this coming month, because amazingly enough, he and Bernie Capel are doing an off-Broadway show together, and they're both 90 plus, I think, or 80, high 80s plus, and they're off-Broadway doing a show. These are Friends of the Daverhood. I'll talk about them in a little bit. But if you want to hear any of these interviews, it's real simple. You go to davesgoneby.com, you do the search box, or you just kind of browse the information about all the shows we've done and all the interviews we've done and the sketches and the music we've played, davesgoneby.com. We also put our archives at archive.org. We have a special channel on there called Dave's Gone By, archive.org. We put our audio on castbox.fm. It's specifically for podcasts, audio podcasts. So if you don't need to watch me for 3 hours, don't need to visually see the show, you want to go to the gym, you want to go outside, put it on in your car, go to castbox.fm and download it as a podcast. And finally, we have a YouTube channel as well, Dave's Gone By, and we're just finishing this up. It's going to stop this month, I think, of having an hour-long random excerpt of the program has been playing on Cablevision of Long Island, Altice, on channel 20 at 9:30. I think we've already finished it up. I don't even think it's going to be on this week. So forget that. Just watch our archives at davesgoneby.com. Well, we have a bit more to do on this program. I don't know if I'm going to get to everything I just wanted to talk about, although, I might as well do this one. This is real. Now, Joyce is already talking about getting the booster for COVID and so forth. But I don't remember why, but we were looking up the CDC, not just on COVID, but on monkeypox. Because not a lot of people aren't really talking about monkeypox that much, but apparently the first person in New York has died of monkeypox.
Really?
It's still out there. All right. So I went to see the guidelines for monkeypox from the Center for Disease Control, the Fauci place, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I figured this is a government thing. It's going to be incredibly bland. It's going to be incredibly detailed, or not even detailed, just very, what shall we say, like textbook Grey's Anatomy definition and thoughts on monkey.
You mean clinical?
Clinical is the word. Yeah. Here's what the CDC. This is verbatim from the CDC website about monkeypox, about how you contract this disease. This it has to be direct contact from two people. So that's why we're not treating this like COVID-2. It's not going to be in the air. Somebody's not going to be speaking, you're going to breathe it in and get it. You're not going to catch it unless you're doing something with somebody else. What kind of stuff are you doing? This is what the CDC is telling you.
Oh, it's going to tell you what. Do you want your drink here?
Yeah, I could use it. The direct contact, thank you very much. Oh, excuse me. Can happen during intimate contact, including,
I'm going to grab an apple.
remember, this is Uncle Sam telling you, with your tax dollars, how you contract monkeypox directly from another person. Intimate contact, including oral, anal, and vaginal sex, whether they hit your G-spot or your A-spot. Oral, anal, or vaginal sex. Or touching the genitals. And now, in parentheses, they're going to tell you what the genitals are. Now, understand, they're guessing, they're figuring that people know what oral, anal, and vaginal sex are. And yet, now they're going to describe, to make sure that people who are doing these kinds of sex know what genitals are. Genitals are the penis, testicles, labia, and vagina. Or, as we like to say, cooch. I threw that part in. Okay, fine. In parentheses, these are the genitals. Or anus. And in parentheses, on the CDC website, the official government website of health information.
Yes.
So I said, touching the genitals, aka penis, testicles, labia, and vagina, or anus,
Yeah.
in parentheses, butthole.
Good to know.
So much to unpack there, no pun intended. As if we wouldn't know what the anus was, so they have to tell us, oh yeah, anus is the butthole. But the use of that word somehow makes me very, very happy.
What?
On the government website, the CDC website, anus, parentheses, butthole. Really, honestly, what they could have done is just done an empty parentheses, because that would have sort of looked like a
Well,
butthole.
I'll tell you that there's this push in government to use plain language.
I see this.
So,
I see that. Again, you're not supposed to do this with someone who has monkeypox. If they have monkeypox, these are the ways. If you're touching their genitals, or those genitals might include your anus. Don't know what your anus? Oh, it's your butthole. Go see it. It's on the CDC website. I promise you. I promise you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost, not quite, it's almost 11:30 in the morning, Eastern Time, here in the Daverhood on the 862nd episode of Dave's Gone By. We're calling it In Labor because we're in the midst of Labor Day weekend. Do we have more to tell you about? We have more stuff to do. Yes, we do, because, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't even done Greeley Crimes and Old Times. And this is where we go to Greeley, Colorado, and their wonderful newspaper, the Greeley, well, not so wonderful, they never hired me, but their newspaper, the Greeley Tribune, for 2 columns that they do every week. Columns based on real, actual things that happen in the news. You've got phone calls that come into the police department about stuff going on in the neighborhood, and items that were in the newspaper back in 1922, 100 years ago. We mix them up, and we call that Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, the Greeley Crimes and Old Times here on Dave's Gone By. So, hon, you got your noises. I got some noises myself. It is time, excuse me, for crime. This was in the papers like within the last 2 or 3 weeks. A woman on 103rd Avenue found a raccoon trying to climb the fence to get out of her backyard, but it couldn't. And so she called the cops. So, raccoon wandered.
they're supposed to give it a boost over the fence. Give a little tush.
Yeah, that's right. You know, they'll go get, well, firemen will go get cats out of trees. Why can't the cops go and just give a little tuchus push to a raccoon going over the fence? And
I'm sure that's what happened.
yeah, and then, you know what, in certain parts of Colorado, having coons in your backyard, you're going to call the cops. But, you know, a caller on 11th Street reported finding blood spatter all over the walls and floor of an apartment that was abruptly vacated by the tenant. An officer swabbed the spots and discovered what? So the officers checked it out, and they learned it was just paint. So, yeah, that's the kind of thing, Greeley Crimes and Old Times. You know, police come out, and it's like, yeah, they painted. Or I guess they painted rather badly, or creating a bad splatter. A caller near 10th Street said that a bald man was swinging around a wooden spear and hitting poles, which I think is a terrible way to treat Polish people, quite honestly. But he was with a wooden spear and hitting poles with it. I would call the cops. I think that is something that I would see and I'd go like, you know.
That's more serious.
Yeah, I would do that. Mm-hmm.
That's a problem.
Well, this might be, it's a problem either way. A caller on 17th Avenue warned that a full moon meant there'd be a lot of traffic at the drug house.
What?
She has a sense of these things. And you know what, but if she's lived there long enough, maybe, that's a full moon, lit night, that's when all the people come out and do drugs. Because full moons do kind of make people...
Usually babies, like people have where babies are born, but
Really?
yeah, when I used to work in the HIV, with HIV and OBGYN stuff, we'd always say near a full moon, like maybe the tides or whatever, that there'd be more births. Correlation, not causality.
Oh. Well, the full moon doesn't cause it, but wait, if it's not causing
There's
it,
some relationship, but we don't
I don't know
know.
what it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, when I talk about a full moon, I picture a butthole or anus. Anyway, let's do some oh no, whoa. Chicken alert! Chicken alert! We have a story about a chicken. That's why we do a chicken alert. A caller on 9th Street reported a chicken or a rooster walked into the
Oh,
garage.
this is a joke.
The caller placed the animal in a cat carrier.
Oh, wait a second. Well,
That's the whole story.
That's very good. Then
Yeah.
they could just take it out that way.
Maybe it was there for a hen party. I don't know, but
That's so weird.
yeah. You know,
It must have been very obedient that it went into the carrier.
I know. Well, or they wrangled the thing. I mean, it's a chicken. It's
That's
yeah.
pretty good that he walked in there. Yeah.
Well, you know, he was too afraid to leave,
Yeah.
so you know he chickened out.
Exactly.
Hey, what's a chicken's favorite classical composer? Bach! Oh, come on, that was cute.
That was horrific.
Anywho. Let's do some old-time stuff. These were things that were literally they were printed in the newspaper. The same Northern Colorado, it was called the Greeley Tribune Republican back then. It is now called the Greeley Tribune. But this was in the paper back in 1922. In out-of-state news, famed Hollywood actor Douglas Fairbanks was arrested in Pomona, California for speeding in his motor car.
Ooh.
Police said he was going 35 miles per hour. My goodness. Oh, those flashy Hollywood stars who don't have to obey the laws that the rest of us do. Ha. He was taken into custody, by the way, and released. Wife Mary Pickford was also in the auto. So that must have been a real, well, I was from California. They didn't actually come to. But imagine that made national news, that they did this. G. Oliver of Briggsdale took his family for a 2-week fishing trip in Wyoming. They fished every day and had a great time, but caught one fish.
Whoa, that's sad.
That was the whole news story. This is what they used to print in the newspapers 100 years ago when there wasn't any news happening.
I'm glad I got,
A guy and his family
got some fish.
went fishing and got a fish. The end. The
Well,
end. That wouldn't even make a tweet. That wouldn't even get on Facebook. Well, on Facebook they say, hey, look, we caught one fish. Here it is. Incredible. Ooh, honey.
What?
Honey. Spooning
Oh.
and love petting by groups of teenagers has been going on all summer after 10 p.m. at Island Grove Park. It has now been outlawed. Although apparently fingering is still legal. Go figure. I did not know that. But, ooh. How do you outlaw kissing and hugging?
They know because they probably were like doing it in their cars, so they probably just don't allow people to go there.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Don't go there. You can't go
Or
there.
it can't go 2 people. A boy and a girl can't go there. Whatever.
Remember on the happy days they had Blueberry Hill, right? I found my thrill.
Yeah, the drive-in was the place that
yeah.
people lost their virginity and stuff. Yeah. Although taxes have not been raised, there is more tax money for the state because we have more taxpayers. In addition,
Okay, that's fair.
1 2/3 of the patriotic people made honest returns for the dead and helpless.
Oh, Rodolfo gave you a thumbs up.
Oh, thank you, Rodolfo. Who pays taxes for the dead and helpless? Yeah,
Maybe it's like a welfare, like a social welfare tax where you help people who can't afford stuff.
I don't even want to pay my own taxes. These people are paying for the dead.
Maybe you have to do that in a frontier town. What are you going to do?
Like, I guess to pay off their...
Maybe they're all like, they come out there as single people to do the work and then, they get killed in a work-related accident. Yeah.
And somebody's got to pay their share of their road being paid. I don't know. It's amazing to me.
Mhm.
People paying extra taxes.
They do that, but they can't get a raccoon over a fence, right?
I know.
What is the world coming to?
This can't be right. This can't be right. But it may be right.
What?
It's another chicken alert. Chicken alert! Chicken alert! Chicken alert! Oh my God, where's the noisemaker thing? Here's the bell. Chicken alert! There's another story about a chicken. Wow. Look at this. It's so exciting. Even my silica gel pack is a little bit wet.
You could throw it away.
I will.
You
I
don't
will
eat
put
that.
it
Don't
in
eat
a
that.
drawer or something.
Don't eat it.
I'm not going to eat the silica gel.
Okay.
I ate a cricket. I'm not going to eat silicon gel. Chicken alert. Kaiser and her daughter May.
I thought you meant Kaiser Permanente.
No, this is not Kaiser Soze either. Just a woman named
yeah.
Kaiser and her daughter May filled their auto with chickens last week
Nice.
and drove to Cheyenne to sell them. It was a crowded ride, but well worth it. I'm hoping the chickens were in some kind of pens. Because if you put a bunch of chickens in a car,
They probably had little chicken cages.
I hope so.
Like cat carriers, like that other
Yeah.
chicken.
Because you can't imagine what even from Greeley to Cheyenne, it's about an hour drive. You're not going to want, no.
They make poopies.
Yeah, among other things. Let's do one more old-timey thing. In Windsor, Roy Ray, what a great name. We had, what is it, J. Ron or John?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But now we've got Roy Ray.
You had Ronald Rand.
Ronald Rand, A.A. Doane, and Charles Pearson.
Sounds like a research team, no?
This is literally verbatim from the Greeley Tribune
great, yeah.
back in 1922. These three men, Roy Ray, A.A. Doane, and Charles Pearson, were appointed to a committee
Oh, God, yes.
to be the committee that appoints Windsor committees.
Okay, good. Well, that's good.
Yeah. I would show this to my students and say, do you want to avoid redundant writing? They were appointed to a committee to be the committee that appoints Windsor committees. Got it.
That's cool.
And yet sometimes you do get something in the Tribune, even from 100 years ago, that is profound.
Everything can't be perfect.
Well, this is perfect. This is true. Daily thought from the newspaper. Men are nothing but children of a large growth.
Ew.
Well, yeah, it's kind of not nicely put there. In fact, a large growth that I can have removed from my neck. But men are nothing, they should just say men are nothing but children. And they would hit it. They would get it right. I'll go back to this. I'll go back. Because we also want to do an elsewhere. We do this as part of Greeley Crimes at All Times, where we read a story that is not from northern Colorado, but somewhere else in the world, just because it's weird and goofy news. This was posted in the New York Post about a week or so ago. Captured on Instagram during this week's Subway Series between the Yankees and the Mets. This is magnificent, hon. You're not going to miss this. A Yankee fan.
Oh, no.
Sitting in the stands,
Oh, no.
holding a hot dog,
Yes.
a straw,
Yeah.
and a beer. Typical.
Yeah, that's what people drink at the games and stuff, right?
Right.
That's where they make their money, in the concessions, I was told.
This is what the man does. He takes the straw and pushes it vertically through the hot dog.
Okay.
Aha, you think?
Yeah.
He's going to fill the center with mustard or ketchup
Yeah,
or,
like a little, like a tunnel.
if you're a heathen, relish. But this is New York. It's not Chicago. He's going to put some condiment in there. And what a brilliant idea. So you get the condiments all the way through the hot. This is not what he does. But no. And again, I'm reading this from the New York Post.
Yeah.
The guy puts away the straw.
Takes it out?
He puts the hot dog in the beer.
Oh!
And he starts sipping beer through the Frankfurter. Why?
Oh, mine tastes good. Look what they do with on the Joey chestnuts.
Is it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, true. He dips it in water. He does the thing. But, I say there are no words except genius. This is, what else could you do that with? What, like,
I wouldn't do it with anything.
Well, imagine, well, what if Dunkin' Donuts came up with a somewhat more thick, consistent donut, okay? Like a cruller shape.
Mm-hmm.
And they made
No.
a hole through the center
I
of the
would not,
donut,
no.
all the way down. You put the donut in the coffee, and it didn't get soggy immediately.
It's disgusting.
And then you sip the coffee through the
Do you think-
donut.
I think he did it just to get on the
Get on the cam, get on the Instagram. I don't know. I think it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful, beautiful thing. And you know what? Let's do this other elsewhere this week, because we've been holding this. And Joyce and I have talked about this, because this falls more under your rubric, more of what you do. This story comes from England, the United Kingdom, and the world of academia. A leading university has launched an inquiry after it emerged that one of its PhD students has written a research paper about sexual attraction to young boys. Carl, this is actually different from that other one, from the one that we've been talking about all last 2 weeks. Carl Anderson spent 3 months recording his thoughts and feelings while masturbating over images of young boys in Japanese comic books.
That's the article.
Is that the one? Oh, I didn't realize it was young boys. I thought it was just like his yeah, this is the one. In the abstract for the paper, Anderson, who was interviewing fans of Shota comics for his PhD, said he wanted to, quote, understand how they experience sexual pleasure when reading Shota. His 4,000-word study, which details his sexual habits and sexual encounters between boys in the comics, was published in Qualitative Research in April. Well, it provoked outrage from academics. In the paper, Anderson explains how he will document the details of each masturbation session in a journal as a kind of a critical self-reflection. He describes how he gave up all other sexual activity, as if he was getting any. As if any guy who's reading Japanese comics is really getting any outside anywhere. How he gave up all other sexual activity, from sex with other people to other types of pornography. Quote, I happened to live alone during this experiment, no shock, and was newly single after a long relationship. Dr. Mara Kyra, a historian at Oxford University who writes about sexual violence, tweeted, how was a description of the author masturbating to the images of young boys peer-reviewed and published? It's a question from the ages, ladies and gentlemen. So, is there more to this? I think that's the whole thing. Yeah, that was it. But eventually, there was more to the story. They did pull the article, and I think, were the editors, did they step down? Do you remember if anything happened with them?
No, I think the editors wrote a statement about it, and I think a lot of people are calling, there's a debate whether the editors violated some publication norms that we have, and so it's been kicking around, but I don't think anybody stepped down. I think they just issued a statement.
Mea culpa, and they pulled the art. But here's among other things being pulled. What if, you're an academic, right? I'm a half-assed adjunct academic. You're a real one. Here's the question. If he had been masturbating to regular porn or full-grown men gay porn, would there have been a problem? If his research was, shall we say, I don't know, if his research was valid. He was still taking down his masturbation sessions. He was still delving into thoughts about sexuality and trying to get into the heads of people who, let's say, masturbate to a certain kind of gay porn. Would that have still been a problem? Or was the problem very specifically that these comics were about underage boys? Your thoughts? Any thoughts?
My thoughts? No,
Yes.
I think it's more complicated. I think it's just the biggest complication. He had a lot of severe consequences. I think he was either kicked out of his program. I think that it points out many things, right? It points out many things within the publication system, with the way that research is reviewed. I mean, I've told you that during COVID, it's very difficult to get any reviewer, right? People are very pressed for time, people are very overwhelmed, and so the whole idea of academic editing, you know, somebody said you get paid when you publish an article. Like, no. You know, and so what people are doing when they review, they're doing it out of the goodness of their academic self, and then the editors either decline or send out papers, and then I don't know how they retracted the paper, so I can't read it. But I don't know what you have to have transparency and certain guidelines in research, and I don't know if he had an ethics board approval. Like we have IRB, you have to have ethics board approval.
But what I'm trying to get at is, was the unethical part that this particular shota, this kind of comic, is about young, like teenage, boy.
Yeah, but there are many. He did many. I think there were many.
What else?
You know, like there were many things that were, from what I'm reading and from what others comment, that there were many other things that were not acknowledged or not handled. I mean, not.
Like if I were to ever go for a PhD and I wanted to do a thing about poop, put like German Scheisse porn.
Yeah, no, people do all sorts of things. Like if you look at the disciplines people do, I just think there were many things that weren't accounted for. I don't think he had any ethics board approval, and every journal requires you. Now they require you to give a number or to give proof that you have.
I'm just wondering if like IRB approval involved like, well, we have to watch you while you're masturbating because we have to make sure you're doing it.
No, but there's when you do research with children.
But there's no children involved. This was
but there's special protections when you deal with different age groups. So I don't know the full. It's like it doesn't make sense to talk about it because we don't have the study and we don't know.
Yeah, and how is it that nobody's getting in trouble in Japan for creating comic books?
Maybe they are. We don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, far afield here in Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Let's get away from away, and let's get back to our typical classic criminality here in the Daverhood of Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Let's do some new crime stuff. As a matter of fact, here we go. A caller on 9th Street said a man. Oh, here's that caller. He said a man had his stuff scattered all over the main door area, and he was hitting the wall with his belt.
Ew, we read that before. Was that the guy hitting his head?
No, this is not the head hitty man. This is the belt hitty wall man, which I would find that scary. I think if I saw a guy that's smacking the wall with his belt for no reason, I might actually call the cops on that. I don't even know why. If he was doing it...
Marie gave you a...
Oh, thank you, Marie. I'm not sure for what, but, the one place where I would accept that...
What?
Was on one of the highways in New York. You know which one?
Which one?
The Belt Parkway. Yeah! That's a little comedy right there.
Hold on.
Well, there's me again. Hello, me. Joyce has the Facebook on another computer over there, so it can monitor the responses and things from other people. So here we go. A caller on 11th Avenue. There he is. Reported receiving a piece of paper with the words, "Live by the sword, die by the sword."
Ooh, that's a threat.
And also, "Too many guns, too many bombs," unquote.
Is that part of it?
This is somebody received.
No, but is that second part of it? I've heard "live by the sword, die by the sword," but I've never heard "too many guns."
Back in when they probably wrote "live by the sword, die by the," they probably didn't have guns and bombs. Yeah.
I bet you.
With their guns and their bombs and their swords and their crickets in my face, I am eating.
Oh,
all right. Oh, let's do this one.
Wait, hold on, I gotta get my sunscreen.
A caller on 8th Street said a naked man broke into a hotel room, which everybody who hasn't been in a hotel wanted to run and get some ice.
Oh, no.
Didn't want to get,
Oh, no.
I think it would be more scary if they found a naked man screaming and pounding to get out of a hotel room. That would be creepier. Yeah. But this is just he wanted to get in.
Remember that one thing on like Netflix? It was like a French couple and he was like dating this woman forever and they found her dead in the hotel. She would have been pounding to get probably out.
Yeah, I bet so.
And the neighbors heard it. They were like, we heard the screaming, but we thought it was just a fun party. And then they're like, those were not really fun party screams.
No, they were screamy screams. Here's speaking of screams of perhaps delight. This is old times. This is from 100 years ago. Gatico. Oh, get your cat noise. Gatico. The tiger cub from South America visited the Weld County Courthouse in Greeley. Yikes. The cub was brought by her owner, James Bollinger.
I thought you say James Baldwin.
Now, the cub weighs only 20 pounds.
Aww.
And James said they keep her small by feeding her doses of whiskey and rum.
Oh, what?
And it was many, many, many years ago. We treat our animals differently now.
But how does whiskey and rum keep somebody small? They don't feed her food. They just give her whiskey.
You know, we're not talking about the Audubon Society, or we're not talking about animal welfare.
To figure out the logic.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Well, wait, when they maybe back then you don't have kids drinking because it stunts her. Is that something they would say? No.
I don't know.
I don't know. Local politician Charles Wheeler said he was sure that he would win state office again if he could just eliminate useless holidays, like, quote, Colorado Day.
Oh, nice.
For example, the only people who get off work that day are state workers, he said. So useless holiday.
That's not good.
And by the way, I did check, and September 10th is going to be Potato Day.
Oh, no.
In Greeley, Colorado.
What? Oh, wait, hold on. We can have one here.
We're not even going to the state fair, and I'm not going to get to see Potato Day and eat potatoes and look.
What?
Oh, yeah, well. Yeah.
Honey. He's mad. He always reminds me of that cult where they kill themselves with those sneakers, you know?
There's going to be some killing around here. Ain't gonna be me. Man who eats what? I misspoke. I say I go there to protest these people who are eating.
They're not stupid. He can hear you.
I'm not stupid. I can hear you, asshole.
You, and he's the king of all.
Butthole!
Ooh, potato. That's anus. That should be anus.
That's anus and Andy. All right, potato. All right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. You know, I'm just for that. I'm going to eat another cricket. I'm going to eat another dark chocolate Don Bugito cricket. It's a pre-Hispanic snackeria. I have no idea what that means. Seriously, pre-Hispanic, tasty edible insect snackeria with amaranth seeds. It is made of grilled cubiertos de chocolate.
Chocolate crickets.
Con amaranto.
What's that? Oh, amaranth.
Covered with chocolate and amaranth
is
seeds.
at least a little bit healthy.
Here's my penance.
It offered a picture of a pigeon, like it's giving me pictures to send.
Mm-hmm.
So one is of somebody riding a pigeon. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What does OMW mean? Oh my.
OMG.
Oh my word.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I'm not grimacing because of the cricket. I taste the crunch. I'm grimacing
Marie's
because of dark
liking
chocolate.
Everything. Go, Marie.
Well, thank you, Marie. Thank
She's
you.
given a lot of...
I don't know if you like these.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my goodness. Let's finish Greeley Crimes All Time, shall we? Yes, we shall. All right, here we go.
Just putting up stickers.
A caller on 8th Avenue.
Hold on.
Now, 8th Avenue is also where that naked man was breaking into a hotel room. This is another...
I would break in. If I was naked and I locked myself out of a hotel room, I'd want to get in.
I would immediately, yeah. I wouldn't be crawling into the ice chest. I want to be in my own room.
Yeah, but maybe you're hot. You want to cool down.
Yeah. Well, this 8th Avenue person said a man was hitting his head on a pole and removing his clothes.
That's the same guy as before, right?
Well, yeah.
The other guy was hitting his head.
This makes no sense because this is 1 in the morning. The other one was 8 in the morning. So it couldn't be the same guy.
Maybe.
And it would have been first because he would have been taking off. The first guy was naked, and now this guy's getting naked.
You could get dressed and undressed. That could happen.
You could.
Huh.
But then it wouldn't be a news story in the paper.
Where did Ronald say the picture was from? The painting he
India.
did on the rock.
India.
Lovely.
Yeah. Finally, caller on 6th Avenue reported. A caller on 6th Avenue reported a neighbor's friend went into the laundry room to urinate on laundry.
Ew.
Why?
Why?
I do laundry.
I think it's revenge. Like that's revenge.
Or something.
Like if you make a waiter mad, they say they do that in your food or they spit in the food. So maybe the person's mad.
The only reason I bother doing laundry is to get my urine stains out of laundry. You know, why is he going in there and actually creating urine on laundry? This I do not understand. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Greeley Crimes and Old Times.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Oh.
Yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi-yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Oh, my friends, what a delightful morning it has been doing Dave's Gone By for you here in the Daverhood in lovely northern Baltimore County in Maryland. With me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife, Joyce. Are we finishing the show? Well, soon, but not quite this particular moment. We still have a little bit more to do. Don't forget that, God help us, we have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
Oh, you got Marie also liked the show.
Well, thank you, Marie.
Everything. Marie's liking everything.
Thank you much, Marie.
She's
Well,
like food.
maybe she will even like, nobody likes the Colorado Limerick of the Damned, but maybe you will when we go to Merino, Colorado. But before we do, let's check on, like we had some wonderful guests today.
Oh, where people are.
Yeah. The Friends of the Daverhood. So here's just people who have been on this program over the past few months, over the past few years. You know, we've been on the air since October of 2002. So within a month and a half, we will be hitting 20 years on the air. And so, quite a lot has happened in those 20 years, but yet we're still doing a lot of the stuff that we were doing back then. Now, we have people who've been on this show during those 20 years. So congratulations to Peter Felicia. He's got yet another new book, and it sounds great. It's the Book of Broadway Musical Debates, Disputes, and Disagreements from Applause, Theater, and Cinema Books. Peter Felicia, Filichia. So it's kind of like, which is the best musical of all time? Which is Stephen Sondheim's memory? I mean, just all these things that theater geeks debate and shout about and tweet about and post about in chat rooms and things. It's the Book of Broadway Musical Debates, Disputes, and Disagreements, coming out soon. It may be a couple of weeks away still, from Applause, Theater, and Cinema Books. Also, I want to give it up for Rochelle Ellie. She is headlining at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa.
Tell me what she did. Was she she's not the comedian?
Yeah, she is a comedian. She's at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa just today. She's been there all weekend, but today is her last day to catch her in Ottawa, Canada. And starting this week, on Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, Tova Feldschuh.
Whoa, what's she doing?
She goes into the Broadway run of Funny Girl at the August Wilson Theater. So, there was all this stuff about Beanie Feldstein, and then, Jane Lynch was in there. Now Tova is taking over the Jane Lynch role in Funny Girl as Leah Michelle goes in. So all eyes will be on Leah and Tova doing Funny Girl on Broadway. Yeah. Speaking of Broadway, this is your last weekend to catch Mr. Saturday Night, the very amusing Broadway musical featuring Billy Crystal, but with lyrics by our friend Amanda Green. That is at the Nederlander Theater, your very
It's
last
ending,
chance,
huh?
ending on Sunday on Broadway. Ending in the middle of September, really just a couple of weeks away now, is Dear Evan Hansen, which features Christian Noel. And then Come From Away, the wonderful musical about 9/11. The one that sounds counterintuitive.
Let me give you a joke of the day.
Yeah.
What did the football player say to the flight attendant?
I give up.
Put me in coach.
Oh, I love that. That's very good. Joyce on Twitter goes through these puns. Let's have a couple more.
No, this I'm going through.
Oh, this is not the pun thing.
Yeah, I'm just
What?
going through this. Yeah.
But anyway, Come From Away on Broadway by Irene Sankoff and David Hein. It's at the Schoenfeld Theater. Letting you know that playing at Birdland, get tickets at birdlandjazz.com, are Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano every Saturday night doing songs from the American Songbook. Aladdin on Broadway features music by our friend Alan Menken. Menken also wrote the music for the classic musical Little Shop of Horrors that is being revived off Broadway and also features our friend Stuart Zagnit. That is at the West Side Theater on West 43rd Street. Letting you know that Jim Caruso's Cast Party plays every Monday evening at Birdland, and that StageBuddy.com is a website dedicated to New York nightlife that is founded and run by our great friend Evan Seplow. Finally, want to remind you that our friends who are on the show today, you had Leslie Hoban Blake. She co-hosts a show called Two on the Aisle with Charlie Gross. Check it out. It's their YouTube channel, Two on the Aisle. Vicki Quade doing Bible Bingo and Late Night Catechism at the Greenhouse in Chicago. Ronald Rand, his book is called Solo Transformations on Stage, about doing solo plays. Get that wherever books are sold. Giving a shout out, even though he's not here today, to David Sheward, who writes for, let's see, it's been a couple of weeks since he's been on the show, theaterlife.com, culturaldaily.com, and his own blog, The David Desk. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is just a couple of minutes, stop that, afternoon Eastern Time. So, we've done so much. We've talked so much about life here in Maryland and losing the car and getting in the car and talking about eating crickets. I did that for the first time in my life today. Well, knowingly. I probably inhaled some cricket legs or something like that. And it makes me happy, to do this to these crickets. I've got to say, because nothing against them personally. It's not like I've ever been stung by one. They don't sting. But back in our old house that we were living in on Long Island, every time I would go to the basement, every time I go downstairs to the fridge in the basement or to grab something, there'd be a cricket waiting for me. And I have to run and go try to stomp on it.
Now you're going to have more crickets than we're going to.
And we have them here. When I go to the front room downstairs, half the time I say, there's a cricket. I've got to go smacking after it. The more life changes, the more things stay the same. So here's another cricket. I'm going to eat one more bug.
Don't do it.
In preparation, oh man.
What does it really taste like? Does it taste like a cricket?
No, I'm telling you. When you bought those chocolate bars, you don't want to get like Cadbury, you don't want to get Hershey. But they have those chocolate bars that are 77 or 83% cacao.
Oh, yeah, you don't like the cocoa.
They're so dark, and they're so it's not bad, but you gotta really dark chocolate.
Yeah, I know, you don't.
That's what this is. It's dark chocolate with pieces of bug. That's what it is.
Yummy.
But the pieces of bug are crunchy, so it's sort of like, when they take chocolate and put it around Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. If they did these with milk chocolate, it'd be great. I think they have one with sriracha. They have another with honey mustard.
Oh, wow.
I may try them. I may, at $6 a bag, decide not to. We'll see. But, at least it's not horribly disgusting from Don Bugito. Our handmade dark chocolate crickets are fully toasted crickets covered in fair trade dark chocolate. They gotta fucking make a big deal of that. It's like, it's not just chocolate. Oh no, it's not just milk and chocolate. And they put that. Oh, it's fair trade dark chocolate, and sprinkled with toasted amaranth, which could also be the crunchy part too. Packed with loads of protein and amino acids, these sweet treats can be enjoyed as a snack, or actually, okay, I get this, on top of ice cream. I may put the rest of these on a bowl of vanilla ice cream, and that may make them really, really good. The ingredients are toasted crickets. So that is the main ingredient. There's more cricket in this than chocolate. Amaranth seeds, semi-sweet chocolate, which includes cacao beans, cane sugar, cocoa butter, sunflower, lecithin, vanilla beans, and sea salt. So there's nothing in here that is disgusting or fake or processed, except they cook a cricket. Anyway, speaking of disgusting, let's get to our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. This is where I write a poem every week about some place in Colorado. Joyce and I used to live in Colorado for several years, and I got it into my head, hey, I can write really filthy, tasteless limericks about so many places. And Joyce is shaking her head. Well, I can, and I do. And here's one that I do, or that I wrote a while back, about a place in Colorado called Merino. Merino, Colorado, for our Colorado Limerick. Why did I spell Limerick wrong? There it is. Limerick of the Damned.
You're the poetry man.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Rocky Mountain, Colorado, Colorado.
Thank you so much, Christine Lavin, for that. Yes, it is our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Let me tell you a little bit about Merino, Colorado, before I lay the poem on, on you. So Merino, Colorado is a small town in northeastern Colorado, population of under 300 people. It's literally 0.2 of a square mile. It's a tiny little place, fairly well populated then, if you consider it that. It's named for the Merino sheep that used to graze there. And it started as a stagecoach stop for settlers, and then, of course, the railroads came in. You know who was born there?
Oh,
Ralph Edwards,
who's that?
the guy who hosted This Is Your Life.
Oh, wow.
All those years, there's even a Ralph Edwards Way in Merino, Colorado. It is considered, or it's called, the gateway to the Pawnee National Grassland for fishing, camping, boating, and hunting. We're talking about Merino, 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 Colorado. Let's see, what did I write about Merino, Colorado, or Colorado Limerick of the Damned? A vain Casanova named Nino came to a bad end in Merino. One flick of the knife did not take his life, but was he still able to pee? No. And that is our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Please send your comments, opinions, and complaints, especially your complaints, to davesgoneby@aol.com. DAVESGONEBY. davesgoneby@aol.com. Or feel free to leave your messages on the bottom of each show on the Facebook page, or if you are a friend on the Daverhood page, you can message me there. So either way, I love hearing from you. I don't necessarily get to respond to or leave a thumbs up for every comment, but I absolutely try to read everything and see everything from you. I do this for fun. I do this for poops and giggles. I hope you enjoy it. A lot of people seem to. So yay. And if you do, tell your friends, tell your family. We're going to be starting season 21 in early October of Dave's Gone By. If I live, we'll make it to 1,000 shows, and then I will finally freaking quit. But we're doing it. 862. We're putting paid to this episode of Dave's Gone By. It remains for me to thank ever so much. Well, first of all, thank you to Ronald, Rand, Vicki, Quade, and to Leslie Hoban Blake for playing the Today Yesterday quiz. Remains for me to thank my wonderful, adorable, and darling wife, Joyce, for doing all the stuff in the background to help the show, to make the sound effect noises, to check things on Google. You know, she chimes in with stuff, but you don't know also things that she's checking and looking up and sharing. So thank you so much to her. Want to let you know that coming up, if
That's
not...
my favorite thing on the Facebook. Someone said,
Well,
this is my motto. If you throw me to the wolves, I'll become the leader of the pack.
ooh.
Love it, love it, love it.
If you throw me to the wolves, I'll become a leader of the... Throw me to the wolves, I'll be like, yeah, okay, yeah, you can... You know, believe me, I would not do well in prison.
No.
Speaking of anuses, my butthole would be this wide, because I'd just be like, I want to live, you want to put that inside, please don't, okay, don't kill me. So, I don't know if I would become leader of the... I'd become leader of the Fudge Pact, probably, which would be my horrible life. But anyway, I want to mention that I think next week, or it might be a week or two away, we will have in the Daverhood with us an actor and an acting teacher named Roger Hendricks Simon. He's been doing this for a lot of years. He's going to be off Broadway, I think, in a one-act play being done imminently. I don't have the information in front of me, but Roger Hendricks Simon going to be joining the Daverhood this month, possibly next week. And then, as I mentioned, we're trying to get Hal Linden back, and maybe even Bernie Capel, because they're both off Broadway in a show. That is not set yet. We're hoping, we're promised, it keeps being delayed. Fingers crossed. But either way, we expect to be back next Saturday, September 10th, for the...
Can we call that Joyce's COVID vaccination day?
Joyce's colon vaccination day?
No, COVID.
COVID vaccination day.
Why would they vaccinate my colon?
I don't know. Saturday, September 10th, for the... You know, look at this. I keep having cricket parts coming on my tongue here. It's like... I mean, I'm hoping that's an amaranth seed, but it might not be.
No bueno. That looks like a leg. No bueno. No.
Yeah.
That is not bueno, my friend.
So we give a little whistle, and gone by.
Days gone by.